And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. This will be truly one of my greatest feats. I am going to be live building not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, but six. Yes, that is six, trust me on this. 6 computers today. Why, you might ask? Well, because nobody else had time to build up our new editing stations. No, you don't have to pick it up, just pan over here for me. Nobody had time to build all the new editing stations, and everyone said I did such a wonderful job of the one that I did on live stream a few weeks ago, and people would like to use their new editing stations, so we delegated that task all the way down from the top, from the CEO down to like the writers, down to the studio management guys, and then it went back up to the writers and all the way back to me. So I'm going to be building 6 computers today. Now, you only saw 5 cases there. That's because case number 1, or more accurately case number 2, because I already built system number 1, is right here. Oh boy. Without further ado, why don't we get this puppy started, shall we? Just like last time, we're using the ROG Zenith 2 Extreme, and I actually want you guys to hold me accountable here because we've got 6 systems to build, which means we don't have a lot of time to waste today. So if you guys see me dilly-dallying, I want you to let me know in the chat, hey Linus, you got to get on this. You got to build some computers. No, I am not only building 5 YOLO faces. I am building 6. There are 6 total of everything. And of course, I should take this opportunity to give a massive, massive shout out to the folks who provided hardware for these systems. ASUS, obviously, AMD, G.SKILL, Intel, Noctua, Seasonic, and NVIDIA. Oh, also Phanteks with the cases there. Do I have, oh, Nicholas, you are truly a peach. Look at this. He got one of these Threadripper / Epic Torx. It's Torx and Torque, which is very amusing to me. Your sense of humor might not match mine, but I love it. It's a Torx Torque screwdriver. He got me one of these. And then do I also happen to have an iFixit kit handy? Because I'm going to need that for M.2 installation. All right. Let's talk through some of the specs for these rigs and why we went this route for our editing workstations. Now, it's no secret that this generation, the amount of attention on Intel's high-end desktop / workstation has been very low. AMD's 3rd generation Threadrippers here have absolutely stolen the limelight, and for good reason. For a relatively affordable price, like remember guys, it wasn't that long ago that on the consumer or even high-end desktop, you could only get 6 or maybe 8 cores if you were lucky. So for a relatively affordable price, being able to put 24 CPU cores in a socket is freaking incredible. So we've gone Ryzen Threadripper 3960X because we found that it's a good mix between cost, although AMD did send these, but we were just trying to spec something that we thought would be actually reasonable when we show you guys building the machines. So a good mix between cost and core count, because depending on your workload, it's quite possible that you're not even going to be able to take advantage of all of the cores of a CPU like this. Not just quite possible, it's like pretty probable. So 24 cores felt like a really good middle ground with the possibility of upgrading down the line. So one thing that's really exciting about the TRX 40 chipset, and maybe not the chipset so much, but definitely socket STRX 4, is that AMD has committed in sort of vague terms, but have committed to supporting this socket in the long term. So right now, we already have an upgrade path to up to 64 core CPUs, which means that if nothing else, we could expect another generation of higher end 64 cores, or I don't know, like it seems crazy to even say it out loud, but even higher core count CPUs? Like, it's madness, right? Let's go ahead and throw on some memory. So G.SKILL generously provided these 3200 megahertz CL16 kits. So these are 32 gigs per stick. meaning that once we've got, and I'm going to do my darndest to install these in the right slots this time. I actually screwed that up on the last stream. It's like the easiest thing in the world because all you got to do is follow the rule of thumb, which is populate every other slot, starting with the ones that are farther from the socket. But I managed to put them in the wrong slots last time. So these are another sort of great today and solid upgrade path for the future, giving us 128 gigs of RAM per station with the ability to move to 256 without replacing these. And it came to my attention recently through a tweet from one of our editors that 128 gigs might not actually be all that we need moving forward. Someone posted a screenshot on our Twitter of, I think it was 109 gigs of memory use on their workstation. It's like, what are you even doing? Come on, like help me out here. Oh, I remember this from last time. I think I had to use the DIMM.2 carrier for my Optane drive. The other, it's in the what, sorry? Oh yeah, that's fine. I can find it. That's another big upgrade that we're making here is all of our workstations are moving to Optane. And it's not a throughput thing. Like if we wanted the fastest drive throughput, obviously we could put like, PCIe Gen 4 SSDs or, a bunch of SSDs in a liquid or Amphitech carrier or something like that. But that's not necessarily the most important thing when it comes to system responsiveness and system performance. So what we actually want is really, really low latency storage. I'm going to go ahead and install it on the outside one. I want a little bit less heat for my poor Optane M.2 because these things can get a little bit toasty. Let's go ahead and get this installed. So anyway, so we went Optane. These are PCIe Gen 4. I guess it's still a card technically. It meets the definition of a card. So these are PCI Express, did I say Gen 4? PCI Express Gen 3 by 4 M.2 modules. You've got, is that 7? What a weird configuration. So you got your controller right here, and then you've got 7 Optane packages right here on the top and bottom, and these things can get a little bit toasty. In fact, Intel even sent us over with them these, they're not here anymore, but
yeah, they're just on the right.
They're on the right? Oh, here they are, yeah. They even sent us over these like crazy EK heat sinks for them. The problem is that with our board configuration, we can't actually use those. So I'm just going to go ahead and get this installed in the DIMM.2 carrier doodad. And it's not the end of the world, because the thing about the DIMM.2 card, like daughter board thing, is that it does actually make it really, really simple to swap out or upgrade your storage down the line. I mean, I'm all for, let me just get a screw here. Yeah, I'm all for like making systems cleaner looking and more compact and all that good stuff. And that's one real benefit of installing your SSDs in slots like this. So there's M.2 slots under here as well. The problem is that when it comes time to actually upgrade the darn thing, you've got to rip out your graphics card or any other PCI Express expansion slots that you've got installed in order to get at them. So it makes something that could be very fast and very simple, a half hour, 20-minute project instead of a 5-minute project, which you can do with this little carrier thing, even if it is kind of bulky and ugly, and I'm not a huge fan of that aspect of it. Now, am I going to be able to... Can I give you guys a bit of a closer? Oh no, that's focus. Oh crap. Oh boy, Andy, I screwed everything up. Nope. There, that's pretty good, hey? It's real wobbly. I'm so sorry, guys.
That's not in focus.
It's also not in focus. Hold on, I got this. How's that? You know what? We're calling that good enough. We're calling that good enough, ladies and gentlemen. It's good enough. Don't wobble it again. You're wobbling it. You didn't wobble it. That's pretty good, Nicholas. All right.
I did work in the film industry.
Did you? Actually, I knew that. That was on your resume. Oh no, there goes a screw. All right, so let's go ahead and get this puppy installed here. Oh boy. Okay, third time's a charm. ASUS just does such weird stuff sometimes, you know? Like a PCI Express 8X interface on this like weird custom memory looking thing, and then you install two like 4x cards on it. So yeah, one goes on this side and one goes on this side. So it's as simple as just pulling off the heat spreader on the other side if we wanted to add another card, or just popping off this one and replacing the one that's on there. Let's go ahead and take the cover off. Yeah, all right. Get this puppy install-emulated. I just want to make sure that we're actually covering everything, because the thing about NAND flash is that you don't want to necessarily overcool it, because it can actually make it not last as long. Optane, to my knowledge, has no such concerns. So cooling this thing is a net positive. All right, go ahead and get that installed. So what I'm kind of thinking is, first system, I do it like a relatively leisurely pace, and then I keep trying to beat my time as we go. What do you think? Should be, think I can get more efficient 6 times? All right, let's go ahead and get this puppy installed. You're on, Andy. There we go. So it's right next to our memory modules there, and everything's looking pretty freaking tidy. You can come down and look at this. There we go. Oh yeah. Got that computer building porn right there. That is 128 gigs of RAM, 24 cores, and 380 gigs of Optane storage. And you might ask, and actually Intel asked me this, like, really? You only want 380 gig ones? Like, what year is it? And I said, actually, yes, I do only want those, because as soon as you give editors local storage in their machines, they're gonna start using it instead of putting stuff on the server where it is supposed to go. So I intentionally do not give them any storage, and we have a company-wide ban on editors having portable hard drives or anything plugged into their machines. Not because I'm like concerned about them, you know, corporate data theft or anything like that. Like I trust my guys. It's nothing like that. It's just because I don't trust those things. I trust my editors. I don't trust external hard drives. Oh, so shiny. Want to get it? Want to see the shiny peel? Oh, look at that. Look how shiny that is. Here. More shiny. Ooh, shiny. All right. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to take my time on this first one so that I don't have to get too much faster.
There's garbage on your left side.
Is there really?
Yeah.
Nicholas, you think of everything. Now. After that one video. He's never going to live it down. The video where we repaired the pins on the CPU, that was a classic. That was a classic. I swear to you, like, I got gray hairs that day. And none of them are on my head, mind you. You know, I can't show you where those gray hairs are, but I swear to you, I have gray hairs from working on that video with this guy.
Super bad because that's the same night you did the retirement stream.
Oh no, it was nothing to do with that. I had already planned that.
I'm well aware.
Yeah.
That's not.
You're not mic'd, so you can't talk too much. Otherwise, people just hear kind of like Charlie Brown adults talking. Wah, 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 wah. I'm not saying, you know, I don't want to hear from you. I like it very much. I'm just saying that we actually get complaints on the stream when people talk from off camera without being mic'd too much. All right, let's do some thermal compound. Andy, I'm on the overhead, so you can relax. So, why don't we try 6 different thermal compound techniques? What do you think? We'll see at the end. Well, we're not gonna painstakingly like benchmark all of these, but we're definitely gonna do some different thermal compound techniques. So we're gonna start out the day doing something, you know, pretty conventionally wise. So we're gonna go for an X here, and then we're gonna put little dots there, and there. All right, we're gonna call that pretty good. You might have noticed, if you are extremely keen-eyed, one of our very keen-eyed viewers up in there, that we changed out our CPU cooler. We were hoping that we would get away with the NH-U14S, but as it turns out, the 3960X is one inferno of a CPU, and we had to step up to the U14. Like, how many watts is this thing? Can you look that up for me, Nicholas?
Yep.
Can't remember exactly what the spec is, but it's surprisingly, and we talked about this actually when AMD launched the 30.
Whoops.
Nicholas, do you know how to fix that? I'm sure you can figure it out. We talked about this when AMD launched the 3950X. So when they took their flagship consumer 3900X, which is 12 core, and they went to 16 cores. And we had said, how on earth are they going to do this? How are they going to go from 12 to 16 cores and, you know, keep the power and the thermals within reason? And then they turned around and made a chip that somehow, in our testing, ran even cooler when we launched our review. And I was like, what? And Anthony was like, what? And AMD was like, mm-hmm. So anyway, that also goes the other way. So just because this has only 24 cores compared to 32 or 64 in the rest of the Threadripper lineup, doesn't mean that it doesn't run really hot and consume a ton of power. So we were a little taken aback by how mosty toasty the last system ran, and we are not taking any chances. We're going U14S. C. Daniels 04 informs me that the fan is not spinning. Thank you, C. Daniels, you unbelievable troll. I can't call you anything worse than that because you're a float plane member, but I would. Just know that, okay? All right, let's go ahead and get this heatsink attached here. Fan's not spinning. Wow, half of the float plane chat. I mean, I singled out C. Daniels there, but half of the float plane chat is just talking about fan not spinning. Okay, the fan is not on the heatsink at this time, so I don't even want to hear about it. And the fan was spinning.
As an update, it's 280 watt TDP.
280 watt TDP. So this is not your grandpa's, you know, CPU. Not that your grandpa had a CPU, probably. Actually, we're getting to the point now where you could conceivably be a grandparent and, you know, have run like Pentium 1 or like even going back a little further. Yeah, okay. No, it's not your grandpa's CPU. I mean, when you were a kid, like obviously you could just be a grandpa that just like has a CPU. I just mean like if enough time has passed that I could say this is not your grandpa's CPU, like, you know, previous generation CPU, you know, like when they were young, when your grandpa was young and had this CPU. That's what I'm talking about. Nobody has any idea what I'm talking about. That's okay. All right, Andy, come on in a little closer. I just want to show you what we're going through here in terms of cable management. So I want to bring this over to the CPU connector right here. But what I want to do is I want to keep this cable out of the way of my memory tabs so that if we ever need to perform an upgrade on the system, it's not getting in our way here. And what I typically like to do is I like to tie myself a little knot with the cable. You know, I like to get knotty in here. And it's kind of getting in the way of the memory tabs, but actually that's not bad. Okay, there, that looks pretty good. Gotta stay in close, Andy. Oh, it slipped a little. There we go. That's better. All right. So there you go. So we've got this coming up over here, and then we just got a little knot right there, and everything looks pretty good, actually. And that's it. That's it for the motherboard. Let's break out the case. And yes, these systems will play Anno 1800 just fine if people want to game in their off hours on their workstations. That would be no problem. Actually, that's kind of a crazy thought. Like there would be nothing that prevented them from using like, oh man, why is it escaping me? Oh yeah, there would be nothing that prevented editors from using Parsec or Rainway or something on their workstations and just like not owning a gaming computer. I mean, other than just wanting the additional visual fidelity of not streaming, but we've got like a 10 gig internet connection here, so conceivably the entire company could be streaming their gaming from the office. That's actually, it kind of sounds like a video concept, doesn't it?
So what you're saying is everyone's getting NVIDIA Shields to stream.
Well, no, I mean, NVIDIA Shields, oh, wait, you mean like the Shield TVs? I mean, you don't need those because you can stream on basically any client these days. It's just a matter of what kind of visual fidelity you can expect from the built-in hardware decoder and how good the latency is. Some of them are better than others. So for our case, we've gone with the Eclipse P600s. It really was an absolute pleasure to work in last time. Really impressed with this case. I did have a couple of blemishes on it, which I'm hoping we won't have a repeat of, but only a close inspection will tell. We also had some issues with this tape leaving a nasty, nasty residue. So hopefully we don't have a repeat of that as well, because that did waste some of our time last time. Right. There we go. Actually, it looks not bad. This one seems to be pretty darn perfect, actually. All right, well, I'm happy with that. Got our tempered glass panel over here. Now I just need to remember how to open the, oh, okay, well, that was pretty straightforward. Just magnetic, and let's try not to knock this motherboard off the desk while I take this off. Is there a screw for this?
No.
Oh, that's a tight fit. Come on, oh, there we go. Wait, you took away the case box. Where am I going to put the panel? No, it's fine. I got this. I'll just dump it down there. Okay. Take off the tempered glass panel. There we go. Try not to break it. There we go. And let's start with the power supply. Oh, so if you're going to have a 280 watt CPU, you might as well have a 1,000 watt power supply. Is it overkill? Yeah, it's a little overkill, but that's okay. Power supply is one of those things that there's just no real advantage to cheaping out over. And because the standards haven't changed in, well, gee, I think back. Around the time I first got into computers, so this is around, not first got into computers, but around the time I like really started getting into computers, like, you know, custom ones, not just upgrading a PCI card here and there. That was around 2003, 2004. And at that time, the 20-pin connector was still in use, but being phased out for the 24-pin. And we had 4-pin, no, leave it. We had 4-pin P4 connectors, which would soon be supplanted by 8 pins. And then you would see like dual 8 pins or 8+4 or whatever the case may be, that made its way down to consumers from server hardware. So I guess since around probably, so like a couple years after I got into it, so this is around 2006 to 2008, like somewhere in that range, they basically haven't changed. They've gotten more efficient, sure. Like this is an 80+ titanium power supply, which is like, you know, you could almost stop calling it 80+ at a certain point and start calling it like closer to 90+. It's crazy. They're crazy efficient now. And, you know, things like modular interfaces have become commonplace when that used to be like an esoteric feature that you might find on, you know, some weird power supply. But fundamentally, they're the same things that they were all those years ago. So there's nothing wrong with making, and I hate to use the word investment, because an investment is something that pays out over time. And a computer, unless you use it for work, does not pay out over time. But there's nothing wrong with making an investment into a good quality power supply, one that you can carry forward with you for potentially years to come. And when I use the term investment, I mean investment in the sense of, hey, if you buy it now, then that's just, you know, one piece that you don't have to replace or upgrade later on down the line when you go with something more powerful or whatever the case may be. So the modular cables that I'm installing right now, assuming I can switch angles here and show you guys what I'm doing. Here we go. Modular cables I'm installing in this unit are, Andy, you're not visible, are the 24-pin. I think we need two 8-pins for this motherboard. I would assume so, 280-watt CPU. Yep, two 8-pins for the CPU. So those are going right here. And then we've got two 6+2s, and these are going to be for our 2080 Super graphics card. Funny story, we might actually end up swapping out those 2080 Supers. And the reason for it is that some of our editors, Taryn, sorry, excuse me, I had something caught in my throat there. Some of our editors are managing to use not just the 8 gigs of VRAM that you would find on a 2080 Super, but actually too much for even a Titan V. So Taryn has been regularly using somewhere in the neighborhood of 13 gigs of video memory, which has been causing some like hitching type behaviors in his software. Like which, Nicholas, which software was he having trouble with in particular? Was it After Effects?
It was Premiere.
It was Premiere, okay. So the issue is when his VRAM is full, he's getting kind of weird hitching in Premiere. So we tried swapping out the Titan V for a Quadro P6000, which is a generation older in terms of the actual performance, but is has 24 gigs of VRAM, and the problems went away. So what he said was, it takes longer to render when you're using the GPU. So anything sort of GPU accelerated takes longer on it, but it's more stable and makes for a smoother editing experience. So we might actually end up, shoot, did I pick the wrong bit here? Whoops. So we might actually end up swapping out all of the GPUs for Quadro P6000s. You can get them on eBay for around $2,500 right now. And in terms of something that has a lot of performance and has a ton of VRAM, it's looks like a pretty good bet right now. Part of me is tempted to wait around and see what, if anything, NVIDIA has coming in the next couple of months, because once the cooler and shroud starts to leak, you can usually bet that you're pretty close to a new graphics card launch. But I don't know, the thing is, you know, business doesn't wait around for the opportune time to upgrade. So we might just have to just go ahead and do what we got to do here. Now what I got to do is install a motherboard, actually. Yeah, now there is one little trick with the motherboard install, because this motherboard is a pretty busy board covered in lots of stuff. It's actually missing one of the standard 9 ATX mounting holes. See that? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, oops. So it's very common for cases, particularly ones where the case manufacturer wants the building process to be as painless as possible. It's pretty common for cases to include standard motherboard mounting standoffs. But especially because this one, here, if you come in and have a close look at this, Andy, especially because this one is one of the little knobbly ones that'll help you hold the motherboard in place, it would actually do a number on the back of our motherboard here if we left it installed. That is, if we had a motherboard that didn't have a protective shield on the back. Either way, it would scratch up the back of the board, and that's not something that we want to do. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to pop this puppy off here. Oh boy, I'm starting to get a little disorganized. Nope, just leave it for now, because I don't want to run into a situation where I need stuff and I've already packed up the box. I don't think I need any more modular cables, but one SATA cable for the, oh yeah, that's right, okay, great, thank you. This will go here. Oh, I love Phanteks' accessory boxes. So they've got, hold on, where's the other thing? I think it's in here somewhere. Nope, not that one. It's in here somewhere. Wait for it. Ah, yeah. Check this out. All the little screws that I need, all nicely arranged. And here's an extra one that I don't need. Absolutely love it. All right, let's go ahead and install this puppy. Maybe, you know what? I'm gonna mix things up today. I'm gonna mix it up. I'm gonna actually lay down the case while I build a computer for a change. What? It's fine. It's chill.
Tilted.
Don't worry, it's all good. You're tilted. All right, I'm gonna just switch to the other view. Oh boy, now we're zoomed in too far. I knew this was gonna happen. Wait for it, I got this. Oh yeah. Oof. Sweet. All right, Andy, we're not looking at you right now. So you can use that monitor to tell if we're actually looking at your camera or not. Here we go. So convenient. Man, it's like, in most cases, I wouldn't recommend high-end stuff per se, because you can get a lot better value by going for something, you know, in the mid-range. But it sure is nice to have creature comforts like built-in I/O shields and pre-installed standoffs in your case and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, I definitely don't complain when I get to work with high-end hardware. Just little things. And it's like, you know, from a performance, from a price to performance standpoint, it makes no sense, which is again why, like, I'm not going to go out and recommend that you spend, you know, $400, $500 on a motherboard. Like, that's tough to justify when you can get a lot of that performance for less. It's just when I get the opportunity, it is nice. That was always something that I liked about building customer systems back when I was working at NCIX, right? Because I got to have the fun of, like, you know, hey, well, we got to stress test it, so we're going to have to fire up some games, right? Because how else are we going to stress test it, right? And so you get to kind of play with it, but you don't actually have to spend all your own money on it. That was a really great hobby when I was in school. I would, you know, try to build. Okay, you never. Okay, that's not very magnetic. You never want to build systems and then, like, try to flip them on Craigslist. But if you can find people who need systems, whether they're fellow classmates or whatever the case may be, it can be a nice way to make, like, you know, 30, 50 bucks here and there. Just be like, yeah, I'll build it for you and give you some help with it. It's the kind of thing that once you reach a certain point, you can't keep doing, because people, as soon as you build a computer for someone, they're going to come to you about every little stupid thing with it. It's like, you know, oh, hey, you know, it doesn't have Office on it. I thought it would have Office on it. And you're like, well, why would you think that? Office is paid software. Did you pay for Office? Well, then I guess you don't have it. But people have this expectation when you're, like, you know, a fly-by-night student building a computer for them, that you'll just pirate things for them. And I was like, you know, you run into trouble where people have unrealistic or unfair expectations, but it is something that I did have fun doing from time to time. I did have to get a real job eventually, of course, though. Okay, I'm just going to loosen a couple of these screws. It looks like this is not quite perfectly lined up here. And that is why you never tighten it down all the way until you've got at least most of the screws in. I should probably pay some attention to chat. That is kind of the point of live streaming. All right. F in chat for orange screwdriver. I cannot tell you guys anymore. Unfortunately, there are simply no details that I am able to share with you at this time. I would love to, but, and hopefully this doesn't give away too much, Nick wouldn't like it. There you go. That's all I can say. Oh, come on, just thread in. You vicious punk, you. I'm just gonna have to see. This is why I end up building systems standing upright, because I can actually reach them better in a certain sense. And no, there will be no video coming anytime soon, or anything to do with any screwdrivers. No video anytime soon. I can guarantee you that. Chandu Goganani says, hey, you always call rubles. It's not. It's INR rupees. No, what I actually always do is alternate between various currencies that have relatively low value when I'm referring to the Canadian dollar. So that's why I'll say Canadian rupees or Canadian rubles, because I'm poking fun at our own currency, which has dropped significantly against the greenback over the last year or so, and other currencies that also have relatively low value compared to the greenback. So yes, I'm teasing the rupee and the ruble. I am aware that they are separate currencies, though. This is unfortunate. One of these screws I'm not able to, I'm actually not able to get at, I don't think. Oh wait, maybe I can. If I can kind of get it in there at an angle. Oh yeah, that's not bad. I figure it's one of those things where it's like if my currency sucks, then I get to, I get to tease other people for having currency sucks. Kind of like how I can make short jokes, right? All right. Motherboard's in. Let's go ahead and flip this puppy up. All right, we're back on you, Andy. Looking pretty good, hey? Making good progress here. Let's go ahead and get that SATA cable that we're going to need later. Oh, interesting. So Seasonic includes like adapters. So that's a Molex to dual SATA adapter to handle adding extra SATA just in case you don't need any Molex, which I guess is pretty common these days. Like what would people normally use Molex for unless you've got like an older D5 pump or something like that? I do wish they included a shorter dual SATA cable with this particular kit. We could have gone with cable mod kits, like done custom cables or whatever, but again, that was one of those, we're trying to present like a reasonable thing people might actually also build. And most people, when they're building a workstation for the office, are not going to put like expensive individually sleeved cables in it. Like that doesn't make a ton of business sense, All right, I'm just gonna hide away back here and plug in my SATA cables. Oh no, I can't see what I'm doing. All right, got that sorted out. Cable management. Cable management starts with cable management planning. So let's go ahead and figure out which ones are going to be our bottom layer here. We need there they are. So we need our graphics connectors going up to where they need to go. Oh, we need to detach all of our front panel connectors. There we are. Please tell me this motherboard has the front Type-C connect. Oh, heck yeah, it's actually got two of them. Is very nice. Okay, so let's detach all these. There we go. We're gonna run our dual 8 pins for our graphics over here. Yeah, that looks about right. Hey, there we go. Put that right about there. Or what do you think, Andy? Where do you want the graphics run? Do you want it coming up over here to the graphics card like that? Or should we use this puppy right here and come up from the bottom?
I think come up.
You want up from the bottom?
Yeah.
All right. If the Andy man says so, then so it shall be. Because the Andy man, I can't sing this song, so I'll stop because I don't want to get demonetized.
Are you curious of your current time?
Oh yeah, how long has this taken me so far?
We're at 37, 38 minutes.
38 minutes? Jeebus. I'm gonna have to start kicking it into high gear a little bit, aren't I? Is that your point? Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to build computers a little faster. Oh no. Oh, it's not gonna help if I start knocking things off the case here. Uh-oh. All right. Well, that's fine. That's fine. Let's do some cable management here. Get the 24 pin. You know what though? No. I'm not taking the bait. I'm still sandbagging this first one.
Yeah, no.
Because I want to beat this time later. See, that's why I made sure that, you know, when I first got together with my wife, it was always very unsatisfying, okay? Because you got to set a bar. You got to set a bar somewhere. You know, like everyone likes to see a record broken, you know? Like that's, you know, that's why we watch the Olympics or whatever, right? It would take all the excitement out of it if, you know, you'd already seen the very best that you could see and, you know, there's no surprises left. You know what I'm talking about, guys? So there you go. That's a life tip right there. Marriage tip. You know, you want to keep it exciting? Start with the very worst. Start with the very worst. That's another thing too, is if, you know, if she'll accept that, then you go, oh, this is great. You know, this is a lady with standards that I can live up to, you know? It's good. It's good. Just kidding, hon. Just messing with you. She's not watching this. All right. Let's plug in our two 8-pin connectors here. Ugh, these 4+4s. They're very convenient in that you can use them in an 8-pin or a 4-pin socket, but they're very inconvenient in that plugging them in can be a bit of a pain in the monkey. Oops, helps if you turn them around the right way. Well, there's your problem. And a 1, and a 2. All right. That's looking pretty good. Pretty sharp, huh? Pretty sharp, right? Oh boy, some of the luster of working on this system is gonna come off once I'm working on the like 6th one. Here comes our USB Type-C connector. You can come in and get pretty close for this kind of stuff, Andy. Man, it's amazing how much I/O they can put on these Threadripper boards just because there's so many PCI Express lanes. Like you can just load it up with whatever you want as a manufacturer. It's pretty cool. Meanwhile, Intel was like 20, 24? That seems like all consumers would ever need. And that's a fair point. Oh no! What the heck? We got bad news here, ladies and gentlemen. I think your best angle at this is actually going to be from back here. Hey, Nicholas, had we unboxed these motherboards before? ASUS, ASUS, ASUS. Okay, so Andy, what you need to see here is the USB 3 connector, which I'm trying to point at, but I actually can't see what I'm pointing at, so I'm going to have to come around to the same side as you. But here, give me a sec here.
There's a second.
This puppy right here. That one right there. Can you see that? The pins are mangled. And this is a board that I have not touched before doing this stream. To say that I'm a little frustrated would be an understatement at this time. The USB 3.0, so the like classic USB Type A internal USB connector, has notoriously fragile pins that are very easy to damage or break. So they're bad enough under perfect conditions, and they're even worse when they are slightly misaligned, or in this case, very misaligned, and you need to try to fix them. Okay, I'm gonna try and use a small flathead screwdriver tip here. I don't know how well you can see what I'm doing here, Andy.
Yeah, I can
You can see it? Okay, so what I'm going to do is try to bend these up to, here we go. Man, these are really tiny, awful pins to work with compared to the older USB 2 ones. Look at this pin. What a mess. Like, come on, guys. Now, I'm not saying with 100% certainty that this is ASUS's fault. I mean, it's possible that in inventorying this board, we somehow managed to stick something in this plug, but I really doubt it, and I'm pretty sure this board hasn't been used before because these were all received and then put on a pallet for safekeeping for this project. So yeah, I'm not going to say 100% that it's ASUS, but it seems like a pretty reasonable probability that this was not us. And the only two people that have ever had this board, as far as I know, are us and ASUS. Man, I'm having a hard time even seeing where some of these pins come from here.
There's a secondary connector if you don't want to try to fix that.
A secondary one?
Yeah.
Like of this type? I thought there was only a secondary of the type C type.
No, right here.
Shoot, did I just bend that, break that pin? Well, hold on. If I can fix it, then,
You can fix it. Awesome.
you know, I might as well go boss mode and fix it, right?
Well, you are the boss.
Hard mode. Sorry, hard mode. I'm always boss mode. Okay. That looks reasonably well aligned. I don't know if it's going to be good enough, though. Okay. Oh boy. This is quite a thing. If I was doing this while the board was not installed in the case, it would be a little easier. Okay, come on, baby. I can't believe how mangled this was. It's mangled, my guys. Okay, check it out. How'd we do, Andy? What do you think? Does that look pretty good? Can you see? Can you see? Does that look pretty aligned?
That looks pretty aligned. Good job.
All right. Well, don't tell me good job just yet. We don't want to count our USB chickens before they're, you know, whatever.
Okay, I take the job back. Good.
You take the job back, just good? Or just job, not good? Job, yeah. I'm putting that on your performance review this year. Andy, job. Oh, you know what's funny? That's funny. I can't even plug into this one anyway because there's an interference issue. Well, we're never gonna know. Okay, I think I even vaguely remember that from the last build. I have to plug into the bottom one. Well, okay then, wow, that is incredible. This case, or this motherboard, has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 USBs on the back, of which one of them is 20 gigabit. 5 more are 10 gigabit, it looks like. Oh, wait, no. 5, wait, 1. Oh, okay, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of them are 10 gigabit, and then 4 of them are 5 gigabit. And then it has up to another, it's just one connector off each of these USB Type-C ones, right?
The Type-C.
I think so, yeah. So 2 plus another 6. That's 18 USB 3 ports. Who needs 18 USB 3 ports? Like, I want to hear from you people. Who needs 18 USB 3 ports? You tell me. I want to know not just who you are, but what you need 18 USB 3 ports for. That is absurd.
I mean, our ingestation uses 18.
Our ingestation does not use 18 USB 3 ports. Are you serious?
Pretty much.
But we have that running off of a Mac Mini.
Type-C and plus dongles.
Okay, okay. But that's the thing, is like you would never use that many of them all at once anyway. So why not just use a hub, right? Terran for all those keyboards. Okay, so fair point, but Terran only needs USB 2 for his keyboards. He doesn't need high-speed USB 3 connections for keyboards. I mean, unless they're like fancy keyboards with displays in them or whatever, and then you need the extra power delivery. Okay, yeah, but Stream Decks are USB 2, aren't they? I think so. I could be wrong about that. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. All right. Power. Reset. Ugh. And what's this? This is going to be power LED. Ugh. Which one's power LED? Okay. These are things that I can remember for future, and that will make the other builds go a little bit faster. Won't have to look that closely to get all the front panel connectors hooked up and stuff like that. Ah, shoot. No, that's okay. I'll switch to the top angle, Andy. I'm just trying to get this plugged in here, and I think I missed by a little bit. Oh, annoying. Reset. I think the quality standards are probably going to end up slipping as the stream goes on too. That's something I'm willing to accept.
I'll go through them before.
Yeah. We'll do a little bit of cable management here. Not too much. I'm just glad I'm not putting like AIO liquid coolers in these things or anything like that, because that is a lot more work than mounting an air cooler like this, especially with AMD's nice, simple, here's 4 threaded things and Noctua's pre-installed thing, just 4 screws, you're done. I love it. Oh, yes, I definitely want to switch cameras. Thanks, Andy. You got me. You got me. I know you got me. See, I can always count on a smooth production when the Andy Man's involved, because the Andy Man can. All right, we're gonna go ahead and plug this puppy into our CPU Opt. Actually, no, I'm gonna plug that into a case fan header. Okay, so that one's labeled water pump, and sometimes ASUS's water pump headers can behave kind of funny. Oh, is that another water pump? What the heck? Where's just a straight? Okay. That's a pump connector. That's a pump connector. I just want a standard fan head, just like a chassis fan. There's a chassis fan one, there's a chassis fan one, but I can't reach those ones.
2 fan connectors at the bottom right corner by the fan. I think
One of them is something flow, water flow sensor or something. It's a 3-pin. Okay, screw it. We're going into CPU opt then, and we'll just have everything controlled via CPU temperature. I guess that's okay. There we go. That's not so bad. Now we just got to do a little bit of cable management and graphics cards. Oh yeah. Well, graphics card to. How does NVIDIA make their Founders Edition cards look so good and then follow it up with that weird thing that we keep seeing leaks of for the 3000 series? Like, seriously, NVIDIA, you guys were on such a roll here. All right, let's go ahead and install in the top slot. Yep, there we go. Oh, here's something I didn't think of. With the U14S, are we going to have any interference issues with this top PCI Express slot? Ooh, I sincerely hope not. Uh-oh.
Do you want me to spoil it?
No, it's fine. That is, oh boy. Hold on a second, wait for it. Wait for it. Ah, come on, come on. Holy crap, that's tight. Okay, we good. We good, all good. Wow, that is really tight. It's a good thing this board doesn't have an actual like top position PCI Express slot, because we would not be able to use it with this giant cooler on here. have to go AIO or something like that, and that would be, boy, would that be a lot of work to undo what we've done so far, install an all-in-one cooler. Nope, 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 all the nope. Definitely happier with this solution. Okay, 6-pin right there, 8-pin right there. That's in. We're gonna pull this tight. Love how this case has a built-in fan controller, so I only had to plug in that one fan connector. Then, hold on a second. There we go. All right, Andy, that does look pretty clean. That was a good choice. Good choice, sir.
Thank you.
There we go. Everything's looking good from the front. What do you think? Pretty good?
That's pretty good.
All right, now all we gotta do is a little bit of cable management at the back. And then, like I said, the only other thing we've got to plug in for the fans is this 12-volt SATA connector, and we're done. That's all we got to do. So easy. Love it. These are the kinds of things that give me joy when I'm building a computer, it being as easy as possible. Why would you want it to be more difficult? That's more time for like tinkering with your overclock or gaming or whatever it is that makes you happy. Should I even bother cable tying the bottom here? Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Where do we have some LTTstore.com cable ties? Just behind.
On the fan.
Ow! All right, thanks, Alex. You threw them at me. You guys totally missed it. You missed all the cable management. I'm just gonna close up the panel now. Yeah, it's pretty good. Don't give him a close look, Andy. Don't get too close. All right, there we go. Yep, good job, Linus, on the cable management there. Hey, hold on a second. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, very nice. Oh, great cable management, Linus. Good job. Yeah, if you want to see the cable management, you're gonna have to, stay tuned for the next machine. Because for those of you who are just tuning in now, we got more where that came from. All right, what are the odds you think I built this correctly, Nicholas?
Pretty good.
I was trying to be pretty careful as we went through here. All right, do you want to fire this up over on the side there, and I'll take, is that system number 2 right there? All right, let's get a little bit of tidy up done here so that we're not cross-contaminating the pieces of one system and another. So this can all go here. This is power supply stuff. This is Phanteks stuff. This is power supply stuff. Got to keep all the accessories together. That's like one of the hardest things for me anyway, is I don't know if I've ever managed to build a computer without the area around me looking like there was an explosion, I'm just gonna leave the screws container thing like in the bottom of the case. Is that cool? No, because then if we need it, it's there.
Okay.
Otherwise, if we need it, like we have to go dig around in wherever we stored the box for all this stuff. Like,
Makes sense.
yeah. So I'm gonna do that. I've got, this goes in the motherboard box that I have. And hold on a second. This thing right here is top secret. There you go.
Do you want the Wi-Fi antenna or no?
Oh, wait, why would they need Wi-Fi?
As a just in case if
No, because it's a matter of time until one of the editors accidentally connects via Wi-Fi and then complains that their station's not performing well. And then I have to be like, hey,
that makes sense.
why are you on Wi-Fi? In fact, we should get hot glue and we should just, this 1 gigabit interface here, we should just fill it with hot glue. Because the number of times, you know what? I'm gonna name names. The number of times that I have had to switch Terran's Ethernet cable, more than twice, I'll say that much, because he'll be plugged into 1 gig and like having performance issues, and I'm like, I eventually go down, I'm like, hey, you're plugged into gigabit Ethernet. It's bad, okay? It's bad. That gigabit Ethernet, it's like, it's good if it's 2005, but anything past that, it's like we need to move on, ladies and gentlemen. We got to move on. Oh yeah. All right, there you go, Ed. See, look how happy this guy is.
Is that my system?
It can be if you want. You want this one?
Fantastic.
All right.
Because the first one's probably the best.
The first one, well, the first one I built weeks ago.
Oh.
So yeah, no, the first one probably, the first one not probably, the first one definitely was the best. I built this in about half the time of the first one, so.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, is this all signed out correctly? It doesn't have an OS. You know it doesn't have an OS, right?
Okay, fine.
Okay, Nicholas is going to put an OS on it for you.
Hi, Nicholas. I'm just going to move this here then.
Oh, what the?
Look at this guy. He just takes it away and just leaves it there. All in the name of social distancing. Jeez.
I appreciate you, Nicholas.
Says, just put a dummy thing in the port. Yes. Don't worry, guys. I'm not serious about putting hot glue in a port of a $500 motherboard. Nobody is doing that. What order are these in? Oh, they're numbered. Look at that. How clever. All right. So we are building system number 3 now. Heatsink number 3. CPU number 3. Hey, have you guys ever seen a full tray of Threadrippers? Because get ready to have an experience. Oh, that's disappointing. Nicholas, you let me down here. I am let down. We've got an empty tray. We've got, this is a whole Russian doll full of disappointment, okay? We've got a half full tray, a 3/4 full tray, and an empty tray. I hate everything about this. You know what? AMD, I want a refund. I want a refund of these CPUs that you guys sent over that I didn't pay anything for. Massive shout out to Matthew for getting that sorted out for us, by the way. Good guy, Matthew. All right. I mean, you know, he just couldn't see us. He couldn't see us, you know, using, you know, ancient technology to edit our videos. So I take the front one here, right? Okay.
Same with the SSDs.
Okay, got our RAM. Oh yeah. SSDs. We actually don't have all matching SSDs. One of our editors is getting one of these, it's like last gen, but higher capacity. It's PCI Express card instead of an M.2. Intel wasn't able to find enough of these. So we were like, oh, well, okay, that's fine. So we dug some more Optanes. I don't want to put anything other than Optane in these workstations. We have seen a noticeable difference when it comes to stability in our video editing software from having more responsive, lower latency storage. Not higher bandwidth. That doesn't matter unless you're like doing something totally unrealistic. Like, you know, oh, hey, you know, I'm doing like a crazy tech demo. I want to have 16 8K streams coming in, like whatever. You know, something that will never take place for a YouTube channel. But when it comes to latency, it matters. So I'm a huge Optane fan, if I was going to be a fan of like any kind of technology. There was nothing else I needed from the motherboard box, right?
You just need the DIMM.2.
Man, there is so much redundancy in this build because it's like all high-end stuff. Like our case is really nice, so it includes a nice little fan controller, and then our motherboard is super nice, so it includes this nice little fan controller. Wow, this thing's fancy pants. 12-volt RGB headers, like 3 of them. Node in, node out. What's the node in?
You can daisy chain them.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool thing that I won't use at all for this type of build, but like, hey, you know, go Team ROG, you know, right? Like, yeah, good job, guys. Like nice sleeved SATA cables. I remember SATA. Hey, all right. Let's put that in there. And I'm gonna keep this open while I take the socket cover off so I can put this straight back into the box this time. All right, Andy, you're gonna have a bit of a break because I'm gonna be working on the overhead cam for a bit here. So we open it up 3, 2, 1 styles. I should probably also have a look at some super chats. Are you starting the timer? Did you stop the timer for the last one? We're being pretty loosey-goosey on the timing here, guys. But the general idea is I'm gonna try to build each system faster than I did the last one.
So you are at 46 57 minutes.
57 minutes. Okay, so I got to beat 57 minutes this time around. I think I can do that. I think I can do that. Tell you what, starting the timer now? Okay, I'm going to beat 50. I'm going to beat 50 with this system. So, Threadripper 3960X. This is 24 cores of Zen 2 goodness. Absolutely love this chip, other than the fact that it has a 280 watt TDP, which caused some cooling issues with our first system, but that's okay. We got our U12S coolers replaced with U14S coolers, and we should be good to go now. Let me go ahead and tighten this puppy up here. Oh yeah. And you gotta keep us updated over there, Nicholas, with if those systems post and stuff. I want to know if I actually managed to build them correctly, aside from the speed. All right, there we go. Oh yeah. Now let's go ahead and, you know what? We're gonna do, what order should I do things in? I could put the motherboard in the case before I put the cooler on this time. No, let's put the cooler on right away. It wasn't that hard to get at. All right, we're gonna use a different thermal paste application technique. So last time we did the X with the dots. This time we're gonna do 5 blobs. Here we go. We're blobbing it. Blobbing styles. Blobbo baggins, you know? That's the lesser known, it's the lesser known cousin of Bilbo. Yeah, yeah. Blobbo baggins. He lived at Bag Start. Not to be confused with Bag End, you know? Bag Start. That's why you never hear about him. It was a long time ago, right at the start. Let's peel this stuff. Good old cousin Blobbo. So named for his figure. Which is funny because, you know, you get named when you're a baby. So he would have had to be, and babies are already kind of fat, you know? So he would have had to be quite the fat baby. Blobbo, yep.
Do you want to see if it boots?
Sure, yeah. I don't want the suspense. Okay, Andy,
Ready?
have a look over there. Let's see if this thing fires up. Please fire up. It would be very embarrassing if I got the very first one wrong. Although in my defense, you know, if there's another, you know, mangled socket or whatever,
You want to switch
could,
to the stream?
like, oh yeah, sorry about that. There you go. Could very easily not be my fault if it doesn't post. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Please post. Please post. Please. You can do it. Oh, that is not promising. Mind you, it does have 128 gigs of RAM, which can lead to longer post times.
It made through the second TV.
Okay. Here we go, baby. Show me that monitor light.
Third. Is it?
This is a third one? Okay, yeah, good stuff. You know, just first boot things. Come on, baby. You can do it.
Maybe through the third.
Okay, yeah, well. Come on! Just boot. Hey, see? Yelling at it works. It's a free tech tip right there. Just gotta, computer not working? Have you tried yelling at it? You have. Did you try yelling at it harder? So let me tell you, that works with my kids. Just gotta yell at them. Yell at them a little harder.
Everything's recognized.
Everything recognized. Hey, look at that. All right, come on over here, Andy. Look at this. We got 24 cores. We've got 128 gigs of memory. We gotta hit that XMP profile up in here.
I haven't gotten to that part yet.
All right, let's see what happens. Let's see if it actually manages to boot again. I have just had such terrible luck over the years with XMP, or sorry, excuse me, DOCP, which is what they call it over on the AMD side of things, that I would not be surprised if this just does not even post. I just have very bad luck with it. Well, would you look at that? All right, well, it's still, we've yet to prove that it's stable, so, but that's at least a start. That's better than I usually do with that stuff. All right, speaking of what I'm doing over here, let's switch to my overhead and let's get some Optane installed here. Get that Optane up in this biz. I love this. I was just like determined to use these M.2 Optanes, not for any particular reason. We don't have any intention of installing a bunch of expansion cards in these systems, so I could have just as easily used large PCI Express cards for all of them. But it just tickles me that you can get Optane as an M.2. I would imagine that motherboard compatibility with this wouldn't be amazing in laptops. I know we ran into issues with the Sabrent 8 terabyte drive where some laptops, just because of power constraints, wouldn't run it because it's just a lot of NAND flash. And Optane does tend to be a little toasty, a little power hungry. I'm really looking forward to the next gen stuff because if Intel's sort of intention for Optane is anything to go by, I'm expecting it to be extremely low latency, which would be pretty cool. All right, let's get the memory installed first. I still can't believe I screwed up the memory installation in that other stream building one of these. It's so dumb. It's like people were like, that's what you get for not reading the manual. I don't need to read a manual to know which memory slots to put a thing in. And like everyone was talking about like, oh, you need to put it in A, B, C, D, like whatever. I don't even, it's been so long since I've had to think about, you know, what letters are which for whichever. The last time I had to do it was on Epic, and they do it backwards on that platform for whatever reason, which screwed me up and has made it so that I just don't even know anymore, like, you know, which ones you're supposed to put in from like a numerical, like an alphanumeric standpoint. I just know that you're supposed to install farthest away from the socket every other one. Very, very simple rule of thumb. I just somehow managed to not put it in the right things. It's brutal. So I was like so sure that I put it in right, and people were like, this is because you didn't read the manual. It's like, no, this is because I had a complete idiot moment. That's what happened. I'm not even gonna hide behind that it was like being too stubborn to read the manual. It was just actual stupidity. Let's get this puppy installed here. Oh, that's weird. You got the other system, right? I put it in push?
You gotta put it on the DIMM.2 side.
Well, there's your problem. Okay, sorry, I have the motherboard oriented the opposite way that I normally do. I'm not going to hide behind that as an excuse, though. That's what happened, but there's no excuse for it. That was terrible. All right, let's tie my little knot here. Get naughty. Plug in my CPU fan, and that's it. Motherboard is already good to go. Let's get another case here. Which case am I? I'm this one. All right, cool.
You're already losing it.
I'm already losing it, guys. We're only on system number 2. Got plenty of time for this to get worse before it gets better. I got some people asking why we're not using an NHD15. That's because, to my knowledge, there's no NHD15 with Threadripper compatibility. Thing is, Threadripper cooler compatibility is not as simple as, oh, hold on a sec. Threadripper cooler compatibility is not as simple as just building a compatible mounting mechanism for the cooler. You actually have to consider it, like you have to consider the size of a Threadripper here. You have to consider the size of a Threadripper from the get-go and make sure that you're not focusing all of your cooling, like having all your heat pipes touching like just a small area right here, because you're going to end up with hot spots on these dies that are actually quite spread out under this integrated heat spreader. So on Intel CPUs, even the larger ones, you could generally make the safe assumption that most of the cooling needed to be focused in the middle of the IHS. Not so for AMD, where they can have chiplets kind of spread out. So it is definitely the right call from Noctua to just say, look, we don't have a Threadripper cooler, and not put people in a position where they install this thing thinking it's working well, and actually it's not. Because something you guys got to understand is the way that CPUs report their internal temperatures is based on sensors that are built into the processor. And as long as you have like a validated CPU cooler, so one that is cooling the CPU in the way that it's expecting to be cooled, that temperature sensor is going to keep it safe. But if you have a situation where you've got a cooler that's doing a great job of cooling the area right where the temperature sensor is, but that is not doing a good job of cooling some other area and creating a hotspot where there's no thermal monitoring, you can actually have, over the long term, damage to that processor by not having a proper cooler installed on it. So good call, Noctua, just holding off on releasing a product until it's correctly engineered for the CPU, for that CPU specifically. And you can actually see here, if you take a close look at the heat pipes at the base of that cooler, they are specifically designed to cover pretty much that entire CPU area, so that there's no part of it that is not directly touched by a heat pipe or very close to a heat pipe to carry that heat away up to the fin stack here. All right, so 6 plus 2. 6 plus 2. I'm going to plug in my SATA cable ahead of time this time. I'm going to get out ahead of that. I'm going to beat that time. We're going to beat 50 minutes here, Nicholas.
Sure.
Oh, what do we got going on here? Levsco says, so why is Linus making a bunch of identical PCs? Because we're overdue to upgrade our editing workstations. We do it about every 3 years, actually, not on purpose. It just seems to kind of work out that way. And as we've grown, we've had to build more and more editing workstations every time we upgrade them. I think by the next time around, it is quite conceivable that we're not going to be able to find any hardware sponsors generous enough to actually send us that much hardware. And we might just have to, like, go, dude, you're getting a Dell or whatever. I'm just kidding. There would feel wrong, wouldn't it? For like a channel that's all about building custom PCs to have its videos edited on pre-built PCs, right? That would feel wrong to you guys too, right, Andy? That's wrong? Yeah, that seems pretty wrong to me. I think there's no getting away from it. We're just always going to have to build our own editing stations. There are actually a handful of people in the company that do use pre-builts, but it's only because we had to obtain those pre-builts for like a video, and it's pretty bad manners to buy a computer, make a video about it, and then return it. So Nick is running some ASUS gaming PC that we bought at Best Buy a number of years ago for a video. So many people thought that video was sponsored, and I was like, are you guys nuts? Like, there was so much criticism of the shopping experience. Like, sometimes it just baffles me, the kinds of things that our viewers will think could possibly be sponsored. Like, you clearly have never worked with a sponsor for anything. Like, you have never even, tried to coordinate a corporate sponsor for your high school volleyball team, because sponsors do not tolerate, like, criticism, especially, like, mocking criticism of the product or the brand in a sponsored video. I mean, we are really strict with our sponsors about that we do need to be able to, factually present the product or service or whatever it is. So a perfect example of this is in the Rainway video recently. We absolutely acknowledged some shortcomings of the product, but that's not the same as like criticizing. So, criticizing. So constructive criticism versus what's like just like, no, we're not trashing on it there. So we can constructively criticize it. We can say, hey, here's things that we feel could be improved, but we're not gonna just like bash it. Whereas in the Best Buy one, it's like we come right out and say, you know, this recommendation was laughable, or we waited forever, or whatever else. You know, you can't embellish, like say we waited forever. You can't embellish like that on a sponsored video. We try to be very careful to keep things extremely factual, both when we praise things and when we criticize them, because otherwise you run into trouble with the audience, right? Because if you don't keep it real factual when you praise it, they're going to call you out. They're going to say, hey, you're a shill. And the definition of shill is very specific. It doesn't mean someone who takes a sponsorship and says something is good. It means someone who takes money, acts like they're not taking money, and says something's good, even though it might not be. That's the distinction. That's the actual definition of it. So we have to be very careful when it comes to praising things, because we don't want to put ourselves in a position where Linus Media Group gets a reputation for being shills. And we have to be very careful with the negative stuff, because obviously a sponsor is not going to want like unfounded negative press around their product from someone that they're supposed to be having, you know, promote it. So it's a super, super fine line that I think everyone I think it's fair to say everyone struggles to find their own balance for. Kigu Fox says, what's the current vibe about NordVPN? There was a thing a while ago. There's like a weird perception, and I have no idea where it comes from, that we are sponsored by NordVPN. We have never been sponsored by NordVPN, so I have no idea what's going on with NordVPN other than what I said a while back. The one VPN that we do keep tabs on is the one that we are sponsored by, so that's Private Internet Access, PIA. We even did a stream with their executives a while back when they were acquired, and we had some discomfort surrounding that. They basically came out and said, like, hey, you know, here's what we're doing to increase our transparency. This is not going to negatively impact the PIA experience, blah, blah, blah. We left it to our viewers, who ultimately said, yeah, you know, we're good. We feel pretty good about this, so we stuck with them. One of the really nice things about PIA for us is Tom Scott actually did an excellent video a little while back talking about BS when it comes to VPN marketing. And one of the nice things, and he actually said in his video that the video was supposed to be sponsored by a VPN, but that ultimately they pulled out, and he decided to make the video anyway. And his issue was that he wasn't willing to say some of the things that I mean, I don't know who it is, right? But that this undisclosed VPN sponsor wanted him to say that a VPN does, because there's only so much that a VPN can do. It's just part of your online security toolkit is what we've been using as sort of our copy lately. But what's cool about PIA is that we don't actually have any fixed talking points whatsoever. We can ask them for guidance if we want, or we can just say, get PIA. Like, it doesn't really matter. So it gives us a lot of flexibility to, why is this not going in? Wait. The top one what?
The top.
Yeah, I took that out. Oh, I figured it out. You must have pre-prepped that other case for me, because these tabs are in a different spot. Swoop, 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 swoop. Got to make a little bit more room for our sort of Wonko sort of EATX motherboard here. So anyway, yeah, that's one of the main reasons that we use PIA, aside from that we decided to go with them in the first place because they had a good reputation back when we switched from TunnelBear, and I had already been using them personally for over a year at that point. Because TunnelBear was really great for certain things, and if you watch, like you can even go back, like it's not like there isn't a public record of everything we've ever said about any sponsor, right? So we really sold TunnelBear based on the ease of use. But for certain power user use cases, it wasn't ideal. And there's no one VPN that is going to handle every possible use case. Like, for example, getting past the Great Firewall in China. Every VPN is always trying to provide consistent access to Western web services and stuff like that in China. But it's always a game of whack-a-mole, right? Where the Chinese government is trying to shut them down, and then they're trying to find a new way to circumvent it, and so on and so on and so forth. So whenever I haven't traveled to China in a long time with all the tensions between Canadian government and the Chinese government. I won't be going anytime soon. But when I used to travel to China more often, I would always preload like 3 or 4 VPNs, just because I wanted to make sure that if one of them didn't work, I could fire up on something else. It also is less of a big deal for foreigners, just because if you're willing to use nothing but mobile data, I've found most of the time it'll actually route through your mobile carrier back home, so you won't have to deal with it anyhow. But hey, you know, it's nice to be able to use Wi-Fi, and if you can do that through a VPN, then great. One of the really cool solutions is to just put like a tunneling device in your home or office. We did a video about that last time. It actually worked really well. It was, shoot, who makes that thing? Was it Ubiquity? I want to say Ubiquity, but I could be wrong. I don't know. It's one of those things where, like, I think we crossed our 5,000 video threshold a little while ago, and it's like people will sometimes give me a hard time about, you know, not remembering the model number of something, or like I'll get a detail wrong, and they'll be like, I literally learned this from you on TechWiki. It's like, yeah, I know, I do my best, but you guys got to understand too that I am a generalist. You know, if you want to know the specifics of, you know, hardline water cooling, go watch Jay's 2 Cents. There you go. There's me promoting another YouTube channel that specializes in something and therefore is, you know, more likely to get you the nitty-gritty details. It's like, it's not like I can't build a hardline loop. I just do it like once a year. So with all the other things that I'm working on, you know, whether I'm writing videos about, you know, a quantum computer tour at D-Wave, or like, you know, a data center thing for Shadow Tech or whatever else, it's just a lot to fit in my brain. And sometimes, you know, the correct temperature for the heat gun for bending a hardline tube doesn't stay in there. It falls out, you know? What else we got in the chat? NTI Compass says, other than circumventing censorship, is there really a need for a VPN? Like, I guess I don't want my ISP seeing my browsing data, but can we really trust VPNs with that same data? Or like, does it even really matter? So one of the things that we like about PIA is that they don't keep logs. And that has been challenged in court. And they've had logs requested from them, and they simply didn't have them. So that's pretty credible. So yes, the idea is that you shouldn't trust a VPN, and you should absolutely, you know, ask them to prove it on a regular basis. But so far, we haven't seen an indication that they do, in fact, keep those logs. So that's good. Number 2 is, and we've actually, you know, we've gone as far as to talk about this in our talking points, because PIA doesn't dictate our talking points. But if you pirate content, for example, a VPN is a handy-dandy way for you to not get a letter from your ISP saying, like a scary letter that says, you infringed on this thing, and blah, 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 blah. So if you're a filthy pirate, then there you go. That's another reason to use a VPN. As part of a strategy to keep websites from serving you personalized ads, a VPN can help, but it's not the entire solution. So there's a handful of reasons to, yes, in fact, use a VPN, but also I would say that, like for me personally, the times that I need to use one are not that frequent, really, because as a public personality with so much footage that Google, I mean, I upload so much footage of me to YouTube that Google can comb through, like there's really nothing left for me, privacy-wise. So I tend to take kind of a cavalier approach to that stuff, but hey, you guys aren't, that ship hasn't sailed for you guys, so you know, feel free to take it seriously. I do find it a little creepy when I get like a news article in my Google feed that's like about something that I've never accessed through Google. Like I got an article the other day about what one of the Arrested Development actors is doing, and I haven't seen anything about that in my Google feed before that. But I have been rewatching Arrested Development on Plex. So I have ripped the show and I have been streaming it to my Android phone on Plex. So the only issue with that is that because I'm not actually using any Google services for it, the only way for Google to know would be if it's actually monitoring the media playing through my device, even though it is not through a Google-owned application. Unless Plex has some kind of data sharing agreement on the back end, which I don't know if they do. I kind of doubt it. That seems like a bit of a far-fetched tinfoil hat conspiracy, but there you go. Yeah, microphone data would be a good bet. Creepy. So yeah, it weirds me out a little bit sometimes, but then also, like I said, if they wanted to know anything about me, here I am talking about it on a live stream running through Google servers, so it's not like... I guess I've just found that my life is easier the less I try to keep anything private, because the more I do, the more I just find that I end up really frustrated because I was not able to. I remember going through this debate back when we decided to disclose the location of our headquarters, like Linus Media Group headquarters. My wife was strongly opposed to doing it for privacy reasons. She didn't want the address of the new office to be out there. And my take on it was that I felt that just, you know, at some point there's going to be a reckoning, right? We were going to have to deal with it because someone was going to deduce, you know, based on real estate transactions in the Lower Mainland and the timing, and like you wouldn't believe the kind of work people put into this, like just to me, unbelievably trivial stuff. Someone was going to figure it out eventually, and if we just took the fun out of it, whoa, ouch. If we just took the fun out of it by just publishing it in the first place, then there's less intrigue, you know? And I think and what I said at the time was I thought there would be sort of less interest in it. And it has actually turned out that way pretty well. As soon as we published the address, oh no, we pulled a little paint bit away from this one. Dang it, Phanteks, you gotta use less strong adhesive on here. Look at this. I mean, it's not too bad, but it's like definitely a blemish right front and center on a brand new case. I blame the adhesive, not necessarily the paint, because the adhesive was probably put on shortly after the case was finished, which means that even though this has been sitting in a warehouse curing for quite some time now, it probably wasn't fully cured when it was put on. So there's some paint tips for you, Phanteks. But anyway, it has actually worked out pretty well. People mostly just don't really care anymore, which is exactly what we were trying to achieve. I forget where I was really going with this story or what comment I was responding to, but NordVPN. Oh yeah, right. So like privacy and stuff or whatever. Okay. Yeah, I don't really have anything to add to that anymore then, I guess. That's all I got. That's all I have to say about that. I really need to rewatch that movie. I haven't seen it since I was like a teenager. I remember it being great. I'm a little worried that the CGI might not have aged particularly well, but they also didn't overdo it. They didn't go prequel trilogy on it and just like overdo everything. All right, we are already at the stage of cable management. Look how time flies when you're having fun, huh? Let's get a, how are we doing? How are we doing for time?
30 minutes.
30 minutes, baby. All right, let's grab a graphics card. I'm totally gonna beat that 50-minute mark. We got this. Plush over on Floatplane says it's still good, apparently. All right, well, that's good. I'm glad. Tom Hanks is definitely right up there on my, you know, if given the opportunity. Definitely a fan. Definitely a fan. He hasn't had any horrible scandals, has he?
No.
Okay, good. I was hoping not. I don't know. I've definitely run into that where there's like I don't tend to fanboy over celebrities for the most part. Maybe part of it is just like something about being in the business of, you know, promoting oneself and, you know, kind of trading on fame just makes it a little less appealing to me. You know, as like an influencer or whatever. Because if you think about it, like actor, musician, YouTuber, like it's all degrees of influence. So I'm not saying I'm in the same tier as someone like you know, a Hollywood actor or whatever the case may be, but it's different different quantities of the same ice cream. You know what I mean? But definitely Tom Hanks. Absolutely love his work. Sadly, the German voice actor of Tom Hanks died. He was better than the English one. Oh, this is like, what? Like for German dubs of Tom Hanks movies, there's like a specific dude that did it? Huh. That's pretty cool. I had no idea, having never watched the German dub over of any film. How fascinating. All right, let's pop that puppy on there. Oh, cable management time, baby. All right. These are super easy to cable manage, these systems, because the 8 pins don't go up here. So basically everything just comes up this one side of the system and straps down right like that. Look at that. Would you just look at that? Look at that. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. All right, let's strap this puppy down here. All right, we're gonna put in one cable tie again, lttstore.com. just one, just the one. All right, let's gather as much cable mess up as we can in one cable tie here and call that our big cable management effort. All right, so put that down flat there. There we go. Just wrap that up. Oh yeah. This is some half effort. Okay, why is that falling, you guys? Isn't that a V-mount? Why is it falling?
Well, it's taped on the back.
It's taped to the back. Well, that's why it's falling. Okay, can we put it maybe just on the cart instead of taped to the back of that thing?
Yeah.
That might be a little bit,
I know why.
might be a little better because it's hot.
Yeah.
That's our wireless video transmitter thing from the overhead camera, and it keeps falling off the back of the monitor it's attached to. Okay. Jeez, guys.
Hey, I'm not the one who rigged this.
I did.
The Handyman. Oh, the Handyman can usually, sometimes he screws it up, but not very often. Sorry, I just gotta wiggle wobble this down. Okay. Oh yeah, system number 2 done. What's my time?
Your time is 34 minutes.
34 minutes, baby. Oh boy, so I have to beat that? Okay, but I had started a little bit earlier. Why don't we call it like 38 minutes?
Fine.
All right, 38 minutes. And this one was bound to go a little bit faster because I didn't have to open some of the boxes, like the power supply box. So really, the true measure is going to be how the next one goes. And oh, hey, how are we doing on the system? Did it work? Is everything working?
Everything's good. It's just updating now.
Can I just check a thing real quick here and make sure our RAM's running at 3600 gigahertz or 32? Oh, are these 3200? Oh, that's right. They're 3200 CL16, right?
Yep.
Okay. 32 gig modules, so you don't get the same crazy frequencies or super tight latencies, but it does give us the option to go 256 gig in the future. You know, I'd be curious to know if these would even run DOCP at those speeds with 256 gigs. I kind of doubt it. We might have to
try it.
We might have to. Yeah, I kind of want to try it too. Might have to back it off a little bit. Okay, where do you want this one?
Just on the floor.
Okay, 2 meters. Move, move. Gotta watch out for that Rona. Actually, you know what? We probably don't have to worry about coronavirus. I was at the grocery store yesterday, and I was on my way out of the store, and I'm probably about from here to the fan wall over there. Yeah, that fan wall right there. I was probably about from here to walking behind the guy. I'm holding my sausages, right? I had to get some sausages and bacon because, had like a salt craving. Okay, having some pierogies. Pierogies, sour cream, get some like steamed vegetables, some sausages. Anyway, the point is, I'm holding my sausages, I'm walking behind this guy, and he turns around and he goes, COVID's all a lie, it's all fake news, they're trying to trick everyone. And then he just like walks to his car. And I'm just like walking behind this guy. He's like, he turns around, like walks backwards talking to me. And I'm like, what is it about my face that made it look like I care about what you think? You know? What is it? Do I look gullible to you? Was sort of the question I found myself asking. Do I look like I didn't, attend any of my high school biology classes where, they give pretty credible, information about things like viruses and how they might work and spread and all of that good stuff. I never did get an answer, unfortunately, because I didn't ask, because I didn't want to prolong that conversation, but hey, there you go. That's my cool story bro moment. Let's build a computer real fast. All right, this time we're doing the timer properly. Let's start that timer. I should have said lttstore.com says 999 Yen over on Flowplane. Yes, I probably should have said lttstore.com. You know what I should also do is I should probably have a look at a handful of super chats at some point because some of these people sent them literally hours ago. Oh man, how do I even scroll through this thing? Okay, oh man, we'll do a couple here. You told me to go to the Beat Saber stream. I can't stream any Beat Saber right now because my living room is torn apart. We're replacing our floors. Brian says, greetings from my tech room dungeon in upstate New York, watching a PC build while repairing PCs. I love it. Frederick, I have an R5 2600X on B450. Wonder if it's worth upgrading to 3900X on X570. Well, B450, check if your board supports 3rd gen before you go and replace your board. Should I? Yeah, I mean, when people ask me, should I upgrade? That's always a funny one for me because how can I tell you if you need an upgrade or not? Like, you tell me, is the performance enough for you? If it is, don't upgrade. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if it's not, then you should upgrade. Wait, well, hold on a second. We got a flow chart here, okay? So should I upgrade, right? We've got this right here, okay? Should I upgrade? Do you need, question number 1, is the performance enough? If yes, then the answer is no, okay? If no, then next question, do you have money for the upgrade? Okay. If no, then no. If yes, then okay. Do you, would there be something better for you to spend the money on? Okay. If yes, then no. If no, then okay. Would there be a material performance benefit to an upgrade? Because sometimes you might not have enough performance, but there might just not be enough performance out there for you. Maybe no single computer is enough for you. So, if there's no benefit, then no. And if there is a benefit, then yes. So it's like, it's kind of up to you if you need an upgrade or not. All right, start this timer. I'm ready.
Ready, set, go.
All right. I'm going fast this time. I want to go fast. There we go. Let's go ahead and get this CPU socket all sorted out here. Opening it up. 3, 2, 1. Got to go fast. SB101 says, somebody please make this flow chart over on Floatplane. Yeah, that would be good. Fat Alberba says, hey, about that semiconductor factory tour, Intel would be out of the question. People here have brought friends and family for a personal tour and gotten fired on the way out. Your best bet might be TSMC. I doubt they would be any less secretive. That's why I said that would be like a pipe dream for me. For those wondering, that particular user is referring to an interview that I did with Ars Technica that they uploaded on their channel, responding to some of my top comments or like upvoted comments on top videos and stuff like that. It's a fun little interview. Definitely worth checking out if you give 2 cares about what I have to say about any of that. But that was one of the things I talked about. So that was like kind of a pipe dream video for me, would be to actually see where the magic happens and tour a semiconductor fab. It would be so cool. I would love it. Everything about it. But like the thing is, I wouldn't even want to go just for like a cameras off tour. That would be lame. I want to make a video because I want to bring that experience to the world. And those folks tend to be real super duper cagey about all the trade secrets that take place in a semiconductor fab. I get it. I understand. I get it. All right, we're going to pull out our DIMM.2. We are moving fast on this one, guys. Now I've got a flow, you know? I've got a flow. Here's my installation screws for that M.2 that we're going to install. And we are done with the motherboard box. We can get that out of the way. Where are you putting all this stuff? I actually have no idea what he's doing with any of this. All right, we got, bunch of memory. Let's go ahead. Do we want to do cooler first? Yeah, let's do cooler. So cooler number 4. Oh yeah. I did promise that we were going to apply thermal compound differently on every single one of these systems. So here comes thermal compound application method number 3. We're going to draw ourselves a little target. All the people at home be like, triggered! We drew a little thermal paste target, all right? You gotta have fun, you know? Spend the whole day building computers, you gotta have a little bit of fun with them, right? All right, which side's which here? This way. Cool. I got my Allen key. How are we on PC number 3 but cooler number 4? Ah, yes, because PC number 1 was built already on the first stream where I built one of these machines. That's right. And they're numbered according to like their designations internally, not according to the number, like which one I'm building on this stream. Yeah, Tarfir is asking, or is answering someone else's question about which cooler we're using. These are NH-U14Ss. The NH-U12S was not good enough. Actually, do you still have that first system running right now, Nicholas?
Yeah.
Okay, what I would like to do then is hit it with a super intensive CPU load, and let's make sure that this NH-U14S is enough.
I gotta finish updates first.
Sure. Well, you don't really need to finish the updates first, just...
The install chipset.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure, fine. That's fine. Yes, go ahead and do that. Yes, Alex, what can I do for... Oh, no, you're calling. Never mind.
Just need to come steal it in if that's okay.
Yep, sure. Come on up, come on down.
What should we do for test?
Oh, I'm good with just like... no, I actually don't know if that's the most stressful. Maybe give it... What did I use on the last stream? I'm trying to remember. I can't remember either. You know what? Maybe just use Blender.
Blender?
Yeah. Yeah, just run in the classroom or something. We should know pretty quickly if it's going to thermal throttle. I think it should be okay. I think we're going to be all right, but I want to know for sure. Let's go ahead and get this RAM installed. There's a pro tip right there. You don't have to bend back the memory tabs if you just pop them with the memory module before you install it. Yeah, computer speed running. All right, let's get the Phillips head here. Let's pop this puppy open. Got our dim.2 install going up in here. What's my time at?
Your time is 5 minutes and 40 seconds.
5 minutes, 40 seconds. All right. We're making good time here, ladies and gentlemen. I think by the end of this, I should be able to have the entire motherboard down under 5. Oh, shoot. Not if I make mistakes like that. Not if I make mistakes like that. I didn't put the standoff in for this Optane module here. Okay, there we go. Schwamp. And oh, see, this is where when you try and go fast, you can get sloppy. All right, let's pop that on there. Oh yeah. Get that cooling installed. Ed Yago, what can I do for you? You're talking to Nicholas. Is it related to this project?
Yes.
What can I do for you?
Cool. Just want to make sure that we are in fact using, parts from specific piles.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, everything should be hunky-dory.
Okay, all right.
You're like the fourth person to ask. No one has faith in me.
Well, Nicholas, they all saw the video where we were repairing the CPU.
I see how it is.
And he never lived it down. On his tombstone. Nicholas! All right. Motherboard done. Let's grab a case. Case number 3 is this puppy right here?
Yep.
Oh, 4 rather. See, now you guys are getting me mixed up. Okay, we're at 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Oh yeah. Let's get our case accessories popped out of here. This is not working very well. Dang it. Awesome. Okay, this is going to be a big efficiency for later. I got to memorize. Oh, there it is. Okay. I got to memorize which one the screws are in. So that'll be pretty helpful. Save me at least 5 seconds when I'm getting into like true speedrun mode. Okay. Got my, this is another good speedrunning tip. Check this out, guys. So in my iFixit kit, okay, most of the bits are flipped this way. Okay, you see that? Most of them are flipped this way, except this one, which I just took out. That was how I found it so quickly, and this flathead that I used for bending those pins. That's because those are the ones that I need. That way it's immediately visually differentiated so I don't accidentally grab the wrong one when I'm going for a socket, for example. So that one's for me to remove the, oh, come on, baby. Come on, open up. Okay, that one's for me to remove that extra standoff that Phanteks has pre-installed in this case. I mean, it wouldn't be extra, except that our motherboard doesn't have a hole there. Okay. All right. How quickly can he build a computer? We're gonna find out. I actually really wanted to do a while back, I wanted to do like a blindfolded challenge. I wanted to take on one of our writers here where I'm blindfolded and they can see. So I just was like, okay, I should have 15 minutes to kind of like look through it and memorize it a bit first, but then I wanted to build blindfolded against them. But the problem was that we did kind of that blindfolded challenge using first-person view goggles, and it absolutely bombed on YouTube. So sometimes we'll have concepts that we want to do that end up getting kiboshed because of something similar that doesn't perform well. So it's unlikely that we'll ever see that idea come to fruition, but I don't know. Let us know in the comments if you wanna see that, if you'd watch that. Okay, so in here I need just one SATA cable. There we, oh, that's Molex. That's gonna cost me. That's gonna cost me on my speed run here. Sheepduck says, it's sad to know it bombed. I really like that video. I liked it too. I think the edit could have been tighter. I also think that we could have chosen more fair teams. It always helps with like a challenge or a competition style video when there's actually some suspense about who's gonna win. I really thought that, well, how do I say this without getting in trouble? I thought Yvonne was going to be not as good, and I thought that Dennis was going to be somewhat competent. And then I thought Anthony and I would be reasonably equivalent. So I thought I was picking fair teams, but it was not. It was not fair. It was a blowout. So. Random RDP says, if LTX 2020 doesn't happen, I'll eat my stealth hoodie. Well, you better get some ketchup and mustard, yo, because it ain't happening, unfortunately. 2021, we're obviously going to try and bring it back, but nothing's a guarantee at this point. M. Mosser says, where is the car review? Believe it or not, I am no longer the bottleneck on that project. I have completed my script, including the writing for like kind of a fun cinematic style intro. What we're waiting on now is actually, the motivation that I really needed to get it done was we got a sponsor that wanted a car video. So we got them signed up, and then it was pushed on to me to finish the script. I have now finished the script, and what we're waiting on is a location, because our sponsor is a drone company, and we can't just fly drones anywhere willy-nilly in Canada. So Colin has been training up, getting his certification, which, fun fact, is actually from a company that my brother-in-law works at. So he's been getting his drone certification. Once that's done, I believe we actually, hey, Ed, do we have a location booked for the Volt video?
Really good question for Brandon. Hey, Brandon, did you hear what Linus asked?
Do we have the location booked? Like, do we have the actual date booked for the Volt video? We have a hold. Oh, okay, so what are we waiting on? Oh, okay. Apparently the issue is that we want 2 12-hour days, and they're giving us a 6 and a 12. Okay. And we're hoping someone will cancel, or maybe we could find another set of 2 days where we can get 12 hours. I think we can do it in 18 hours, Brandon. I think if we can't do it in 18 hours, then we need to adjust the scope.
Well, no, we have this entire other video we haven't even talked about yet. The Model 3 video is not like at all.
Oh, we're trying to shoot both of them at the same time?
That was the point.
Oh, I see. All right. Well, what if we just don't do that then? What if we just do the first one? Actually, we'd have to check with the sponsor and see if that's all clear with them, because there would be a significant delay on that one. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we'll talk about it more later. Thanks, Brandon. Yeah, good chat. All right, I'm going to lay this down. Andy, you're good for a bit at ease, soldier. How you holding up over there?
Good.
Oh, shoot. This is one that I keep missing. I keep screwing this up. There's a little thing here. No, Andy, you're good. There's a little thing here that's kind of too tight out of the factory, and you got to loosen it. And I keep having to lay the case down, then pick it back up, loosen it, and then install the motherboard, because it's too tight and it gets in the way of the I/O shield. All right, that's in. Now we just gotta screw it in. Oh yeah, we fly in now, ladies and gentlemen. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, people are spamming in the float plane chat. Something from r/PC Master Race. Let's remind Linus that he said this. Said what? I don't have audio. What is this? It's from a video with Steve. Oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay. Uh-oh. That's that's the thing about saying things on the internet. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh, for whatever reason I haven't. Oh, here we go. I think I have a pretty good idea of what I'm about to say.
I'll eat my stealth. If LTX 2020 doesn't happen, I'll eat my stealth.
So that whole if LTX 2020 doesn't happen, I'll eat my stealth hoodie thing was apparently a direct quote from me. Okay.
Extenuating circumstances.
Yeah, come on. Come on. That's not fair. That's not fair, Vitamix. Oh. Yeah, okay. I did say that. Okay, I mean, we made our best effort, you guys. Come on. Go easy on me here. Did our best. Okay. Now everyone's just spamming LTX emotes in the floatplane chat. Yeah. Guys, come on, you're not making it better. You're making it worse, not better. I am so disappointed that we're not doing it this year. I was really looking forward to it. And like, especially for people who are like new to the company, like Nicholas, you must have been like stoked for LTX this year.
Yeah, I was definitely looking forward to it.
I forget, were you here yet? Like just joined, right?
I just joined.
Had just joined,
And
yeah.
I ended up running 4 of the booths.
Yeah. Bummer. It is a lot of fun. And like, you know, it would have been great because people could have been going up to him the whole time. Like last year, he was just a nobody, right? He had just joined the company. He was still on his probation, I think. Yeah. And this year, he could have had people going up to him the whole time being like, Nicholas! You know?
I was waiting for that.
We have to make it a meme.
This is going to be my thing.
We have to make it a meme.
Colton gets fired, not
Yep.
get yelled at.
Yep. Andy, I just sing about constantly. The Andy Man.
I'll be right there.
Oh yeah, right. Okay, what's the limit? Like, how many notes can I sing before it's problematic?
You have like 5 or 6 seconds.
5 or 6 seconds? I doubt it. That sounds very arbitrary. I don't think that would hold up.
I don't know. Whole system.
All right, let's go ahead and rip out this pre-done cable management here. 1, 2, 3. Come on. There we go. Let's do our USB Type-C connector. Where are you at? There you are. Yeah, you are. All right, let's plug you in. There we go. We got that. Let's get our front panel audio all plugged into this biz. That's done. All right, let's get our front USB 3. That hopefully isn't mangulated. Neither of them are mangulated, so that's good. Using the bottom one though, being very careful. Ooh, are we being careful enough? Come on, baby, get in there. There we go. Oh, sorry, Andy. I know you can't really see much that I'm doing right now, but I'm trying to build a computer fast, okay? Give me a break here. You're merciless, Andy. He's a taskmaster, that Andy. Master of tasks. Okay, so 8-pin. I need another 8-pin. Where is it? I mean, they're all basically 8 pins, but I need particular types of 8 pins. Let's run these up here. Okay. All right, you want to actually see what we're doing? Fine. Fine, Andy. You ask so much. You ask so much and give so little. It's okay, you give lots. Okay, dual 8 pins. There they are. Nice. Oh, you know what we can do right now is we can get that secondary CPU connector, or CPU fan connector. Ba-dump, ba-dump. Ha, having it sideways like this, you can't see either side. That's definitely a big brain moment here. If Andy can't see, you know, the one side, then I'll just flip it around this way. Then he won't be able to see the other side either. That moment when you're a boomer trying to use a meme format and you do it wrong.
At least you don't have a tambourine.
A tambourine? Sorry, is this something I'm not aware of?
PewDiePie and Florida.
Oh, PewDiePie and his floor gang, yeah. I still don't get it. I mean, the thing about Felix's videos is like, yeah, we did the like Minecraft build for him or whatever. But I have to confess, I have never watched one of his videos aside from the ones that people tag me in and are like, hey, Linus, you're in his video. And I'm like, oh, cool. I'm in PewDiePie's video. Like I've seen clips here and there, like especially when he makes the news or whatever. But I actually know, I don't know much about like the dank memes and all that. So people were all like floor gang this and ceiling gang that, and I needed like an r/ out of the loop to figure out what was going on. I find myself on r/ out of the loop a lot. Like, it's nothing personal. It's not that I like or dislike the content. It's just that I don't have a lot of time to watch YouTube. Reset switch, power switch. Oh, I keep forgetting which one's the power LED. And you know, I shouldn't have trouble remembering because the power LED is usually in the same row as the power switch. I just had forgotten that little handy rule of thumb. All right, there we go. Oh, let's throw in a GPU. What's our time at?
21 minutes.
21 minutes. I think we're going to be under half an hour by the end of this, especially because the last system doesn't have an M.2 SSD. It uses a PCI Express SSD. It's a little bit faster to install. Here we go, boys and girls. We're going in for a landing here. Okay, cool. Da, 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 da. Subtle. Man, I better start sandbagging this one a little bit because if I finish this too fast, I'm not going to be able to keep improving. And I told you guys earlier, remember my tech tip, you know, minus marriage tips. Start off terrible so that the bar is low. I mean, not super terrible, like you still have to convince her to marry you, right? But not great, you know?
Do you want to see the temperatures?
Oh yeah, cool. How are we doing for temps?
Just gotta hit renter.
Oh, what is it, F10 or F11? I can never remember.
I can't remember. I just clicked on
Fine. F12.
renter.
Bloody hell. Okay. Well, I can't, yeah, it needs to load the scene into, yeah, okay, that's fine. It's fine, we're gonna put in our cable management tie. Okay, wow, the float plane chat went absolutely bananas after the whole LTX thing. I gotta scroll way down. Oh, I probably also have a couple super chats. Oh, just a lazy bastard says, my stealth hoodie and shirt arrived a few days ago, but the stickers were ruined in shipping. Yes. Oh, we have had some issues with that. Just contact customer support. Hopefully we can get you sorted out. Our new sticker packs are going to be packaged differently so that they should be less likely to get ruined in shipping. Like, to me, it seems so simple. Like, I don't understand why stickers would manage to get ruined in shipping, but somehow they do. So yeah, it's something we're aware of and we're working on, but definitely message customer support. Hopefully we can get that sorted out for you. 74 degrees. Okay, not bad. Give me a second. I'll come pay attention to you. All right, let me just get these strapped down. Oh yeah. There we go. And then, yeah, you know, we'll just kind of, you know, right, you know, there. Yeah, sure. This is my bare minimum cable management here. There we go. Oh yeah. Linus doing just enough to not get fired tips. Bare minimum. There we go. Let's throw the, throw our screws in there. The editors are gonna get these machines, they're gonna like move them around, be like, oh my goodness, there's so many loose screws in here. No, it's all good, it's fine. That's just in case you wanna, add a PCI Express card or something down the line. Okay, side panel 1. Oh yeah. Oh, that USB 3 popped out. That's fine. Good thing we're getting that sorted out now rather than later when I get pummeled for my bad QC on my system here. What's my time at?
Your time is at 25:50.
25:50. Okay, I'm not done yet. Okay, how's our temps doing? Hey, not bad.
They're doing really good.
Okay, so T-die is under 80 degrees on every one of our CCDs. Freaking awesome. We're drawing about 280 watts. So this is full tilt here. Excellent. I am extremely pleased to see that. It's a good looking system, isn't it? Freaking awesome.
Oh, your flashlight's on.
Yeah, I just realized that. It's been in my phone flashlight's been on in my pocket for a while. Oh, nobody's messaging me today.
Maybe because they know you're on stream.
Feel unpopular. It's okay, I'm over it. All right, fine, I'm done. What is it?
27 minutes.
27 minutes, all right. Well, I guess technically I'm not quite done yet. I haven't put this panel on.
That's fine. I like
Now I'm
that
done.
for a little.
Okay, so I gotta beat 27 minutes. Okay. Do you wanna shut that system down? And then let's make sure that they post?
I'm gonna get through and just post everything.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna start on system number 5. Oh man, wish me luck here, guys. I gotta beat 27 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotta stay focused here. Can we have an LTT-wide online Connect 4 tournament for winning a gaming PC? I mean, anything's possible, you know? No guarantees. Kaka Pepe says, suck a fat one, Linus. I mean, paid $100 for the privilege, so I guess, like, can't really complain. CT2945 says, no one needs that many USB ports. Oh, lordy, that was a while ago. Over an hour ago. Tinny92 says, the Amazon and Newegg links are the same for the CPU and case. Oh, oops. Do you mind messaging BizTeam and getting them to fix those links? Thank you, sir. Kirsten Kane says, I missed the beginning of the stream. What did you land on for cooling for the Threadripper? NH-U14S. And it seems to be working just great. Actually, I guess we probably just answered your question there. Luke says, do you think the storage pipeline similar to that in the PS5 will come to PC? If not, will we see graphics cards start shipping with flash storage for comparable performance optimizations? I think either is possible. We've already seen graphics cards with built-in flash, although only on the workstation before from AMD. It's a matter of time, though, assuming that the industry bodies who would have to cooperate to do such a thing can get together and do it. I think it's a matter of time before the PC sees something similar. One possible terrible sort of band-aid solution would be to just have graphics cards with enormous amounts of VRAM. That's a bad solution, though.
Was that CPU and motherboard
What about it?
for the links?
Oh, shoot, I don't remember. Car Crazy says, if you're going to dismantle the Hack Pro, can a viewer buy it? PS Bitwood is going to hate you for all the ketchup and mustard you're going to need with your hoodie. I don't know what we're going to do with that system. If someone local wanted to buy it for like cost of parts, honestly, I'd kind of be willing to do that, I think. Just the problem is I wouldn't want to provide tech support on it because it's a super weird machine.
It'll run Windows great.
Yeah, it'll run Windows fine. It's just like, yeah, it's a little, it's a weird computer. You know, I wouldn't move it around too fast because the CPU in case. Wouldn't move it around too fast because the power supply might pop off the thing, you know? Okay, and I need a timer as well.
Okay, 1 second.
Let's get a 3, 2, 1 go here, guys. Help me out here.
You ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, 27 minutes. That's the time I got to beat. And this is the last one where it's going to be an apples to apples comparison as well, because this is the last one that I've got an Optane M.2 for. Okay. Getting out my DIMM.2. We're reaching kind of like frantic pace mode here a little bit, because 27 minutes is, like, I'm a pretty fast PC builder, but that is not a lot of time. Okay, no time. All right, let's get this CPU socket open here. Open, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah, we got this. I'm not gonna have time to like properly align the motherboard under the overhead camera and stuff like that, guys. It's just not realistic for a beating 27 minutes build. All right, let's pull out the carrier thing, pull out the socket cover. We can close this box. Okay, let's get this up on a nice little stand for me to work on. Let's get a CPU. Editing workstation number 5. 24 Zen 2 cores. Man, these things are unbelievable. They're so fast. Like, the only thing that makes a 24-core Threadripper look slow is a 32-core Threadripper. Or a 64-core Threadripper. That's it. That's what it takes. Okay. I'm not skimping on little details, like not completely tightening down 1, 2, then 3. You gotta go you wanna go halfway if you can. Then torque them down. Okay. I did promise a different thermal compound application method for each one. So we're going to go with the smiley face here. Okay. We're going to give it a nose just to make sure that the center's covered there. See? That's good. That's good. You guys like it? What do you think? It's a happy CPU. It's happy. Ridge Wallet wants to... Oops. Accidentally ran my pre-roll again. All right, let's get... where's my RAM? RAM number 5. Dun, 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 dun. And that's all I'm gonna say or sing to avoid getting demonetized. Oh yeah. Okay. Peel. 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 I just put a fingerprint right under that peel. Oh, that's a cardinal sin if I've ever seen one. But I gotta beat 27 minutes here, ladies and gentlemen. 27 minutes is all the time I have to build a computer. I can do it, though. I'm sure I can do it. All right. What? The Eternal Dreamers? It's not unusual. No, that was a Mambo number 5 reference. What did you... Dun, 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 dun. Okay, come on. It wasn't that far off. And it was RAM number 5 that I was talking about? No way. Oh, wow. The one Sarah's holding looks better already. That looks more accurate. Okay, yeah. Let's have a look. No, I want to see it now. Okay. Hit me with it.
This is why we do it live.
Yeah. I mean, hey, if we're gonna like tease merch things and yeah, what? I don't know what you're talking about. So check this out, guys. We had some people speculate that this might be a meme or a joke when I posted a couple of teaser pages on Twitter. It's clearly not completely done yet, but it is real. The ABCs of gaming. We are hoping to have this ready sometime this year for people to buy for little gamers in their lives, or the parents of little gamers in their lives. So I can show you guys a couple of pages here. It's just a fun little board book. Sarah has worked extremely hard on this. Nick has also done stuff. Well, he's like the LTT store, sort of like he's like the merch department manager now, because we actually have like multiple people who work on merch here now, which is crazy to me. And then I wrote the copy. Sorry, don't show anymore. Okay. Well, I'll read you. I'll read you from the first 2 pages here. Okay. A is for arcade. Do you want to have some fun? Insert 2 coins, please, player 1. B is for button. Pushing these is fun to do. Can you touch the one that's blue? Then this is where the color issues are coming in, because that looks pretty purple to me. But we'll get that sorted out. We've got multiple samples here. So here's another one. That actually looks, no, never mind. Is the cover supposed to be blue or green? Oh, the print quality looks a lot better on this one though.
Spot gloss, though.
Yeah, we've still got a lot to sort out. Ooh, spot gloss, you say? There's more samples coming in. We're working on it. Okay, all right. Next one. C is for console. Your friends are here. It's time to play. Maybe they will stay all day. See how they're playing on the couch? See that? Okay. D is for D-pad. Lorem ipsum dolor sidemet. Consecutor adipsing elit seddo. Okay, I haven't finalized the copy for this one. My draft copy is up, down, left, and right are fine, but try to make a diagonal line or something like that. I'm not really happy with it. Might end up in the final copy. We'll see. Those look awesome. I'm very excited. I'm very excited to see the more samples that hopefully are better print quality. Yeah. The bindings seem okay compared to some of the initial ones we saw.
Too thin though. The covers are way too thin.
Got it. So do we have the option to make the covers thicker than the rest of the pages? So one of the things that I was adamant about with this book was that we weren't going to cheap out on the last 2 pages. I think maybe it is or used to be significantly less expensive to do like some certain page count, and then going over a threshold was like way more expensive. So apparently that at least could be one of the reasons that ABC books often have like Z and Y, or Y and Z, whatever, have them combined on one page at the end. So you'll see like some of the letters share a page with another letter. And I always would see that in the books that I would read to my kids and be like, what, they can't afford to put in like another page? It's ridiculous, right? You're paying like $8 or $15 or $20 for these books. You know, they're not always cheap. And they can't like put in the right number of pages. You know, they can't have one letter on every page. It gets me very upset. So we made sure that our book is going to have 1 letter per page, the way it should be. And I have lost my M.2 screw. Got a magnetic divining rod here. Yeah, I know there's extras, but it's the kind of thing I prefer not to lose if I can avoid it. Let's just do a sweep here. This is not boding well for my time on this system.
But we do have a poster from this machine.
Hey! All RAM mark recognized? Yep. Nice. That means I got the CPU install right. Excellent. Okay, well, oh man, that's really frustrating. Did I accidentally perhaps throw away the screw in the baggie? I mean, it's possible. I didn't think so, though. I'm going dumpster diving here, ladies and gentlemen. Gotta dive in the dumpster. Okay. I found all the little baggies, but I don't see the screw. How did I lose that?
You got excited.
I am so annoyed right now. I hate losing screws like that. Fine. Because I got the standoff, but not the screw. It's probably one of those things where it's like stuck to a magnet somewhere. I've run into that before. It was like stuck to the bottom of a parts tray.
Is it stuck
No, I checked both of them already. Yeah, it's not sucked in. Okay, well, I give up. I will go get another one. I hate this so much. Okay. It's in here, I think. Yep. I mean, realistically, no one's ever going to install all 5 SSDs in this motherboard, I guess. That's how many sets of mounting hardware it includes. It's ridiculous. Okay, we are going to have to like haul butt here. What am I at for time?
You're at 10 minutes.
10 minutes? Okay. It's fine, I can do this. I'm going super Speedy Gonzalez mode here. You gotta tell me, guys, honestly in the chat. Do you guys think the kids' book is cool? Do you think the ABCs of gaming is a cool idea? Be honest. If you guys think it's stupid and lame, I want to hear that from you, along with your address and the names of all your friends and family. Speed build, go, 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 I know, right? Okay, people apparently think it's pretty cool. Oh, I just got my bacon. I just got my bacon saved by, who was it? Vollacious. See, these are, I even said it earlier in the stream, these are the types of mistakes that are very easy to make when you're rushing, and it'll cost you more time. Wait, no, I did take off the thermal pad tape.
He trolled you.
Dang it! You got me. I shouldn't have, I just wasn't certain. I wasn't certain. Shoot, that cost me some time, Vollacious. Way to go. Way to go. People on Twitter and Instagram didn't seem to care that much about the board book, but apparently you lot are a little bit more enthusiastic. Cool, because hopefully what we'd like is if it's successful to do more stuff along those lines. Wait, why does this say 578?
6 was built for.
Oh, 6 was built because we needed it earlier. Yeah, so there's a total of 8 systems. Okay, let's take off the fan. Oh man, I gotta go fast if I'm gonna beat that 27-minute time.
That's okay. You're at 12.
So I'm halfway there, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. I got this. I can do it. Andy, do you believe in me? Andy? Andy? Andy, do you believe? Your faith could be enough to get me through this.
You got this.
Okay, thanks, Andy. Andy thinks I got it. Error or beat. Am I up? We good? Hello?
Yep.
All right, cool. We're back in business, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you wondering, most of what I said there was just gibberish, and then I said, give me 2 minutes. Okay, power supply. Power supply 5, screws, cables. I can do this. What are we at? 15 minutes, so I have 12 minutes left?
Yep, 12 minutes.
To do power supply, mount the motherboard. Oh, Jeebus, this is going to be very tight. Fortunately, I know exactly where in the package the CPU connectors are now, so I've got those. I've got PCI Express, and I've got, come on, SATA. SATA. Right. These I don't need. Okay. And whoop. Speed run this biz. Okay. One key to speed running, never pick something up and put it down twice if you can avoid it. Right. PCI Express. Bwomp. CPU connector. Bwomp. Okay. Sorry guys, can't pay attention to chat. Building a computer as fast as I can. CPU connector. I think I put those in the right spots. Oh, I'm not actually 100% sure. Oh yes, I did. Okay, good. Yeah, I've got them matching up. This makes it a little bit easier for cable management later. And finally, SATA connector. What's my time, Nicholas?
16 minutes.
16 minutes, so I've got 11 minutes. Okay. All right, that cost me a minute. No problem. Why use a screwdriver when you can use thumb screws? Okay. Power supply, just gotta grab these cables. Okay. Grab these cables, tighten these screws. But watch out for these nuts. Hey, got him. Who did he get? Nobody. How'd he get them? He didn't. But that's what's charming, right? My boomerness. That's what I tell myself. That's how I sleep at night. World's youngest boomer. Okay. It's all about the ratchet, ladies and gentlemen. Kids today and their electric screwdrivers. How fast was that? That's what I thought. All right, let's rip this cable management out. The good news is, oh wow. The bad news is I don't actually have this motherboard in yet. Holy shnikes. Okay,
10 minutes.
we're going upright install here, ladies and gentlemen. We gotta save some time. We gotta shave some time off on the clock here. There it is. Please stay. 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 Good boy. Okay. Let's go with something that is likely to hold the whole motherboard in. Okay. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Can I compromise on the motherboard screws? Can I not put them all in? What do you think?
No.
No, what the, Andy? I thought you had my back, bro.
In fairness, you did pull all the other.
Well, I know I put all the other ones in, but like, come on, bro. I've got, how many minutes do I have?
You've got 9.
I've got 9 minutes to finish this computer. I blame Nick. I blame Nick and Sarah. They came in, they got me all excited about the board book, okay? Board book project. Okay, good. The good news is I got the hardest screw in now. That one's in. Okay, let's tighten these puppies down. I've got enough of them in that I'm not really worried about them not tightening anymore. Okay, that's in. This one I can just go all the way in. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Shoot, there's one more that I haven't put in yet. Where's my screw at? Don't have time for this. Okay, that's in. Okay, CPU power connectors. Where are you at? Where are you at? Don't got time to look for you. Okay, let's Strap so. Strap, strap. Strappity strap. These go through here. All right, let's get these installed. Come on, baby. You can do it. Come on, Linus. Oh, man. Okay, 8 pins are in. How much time do I have? Where are we at?
You have 7 minutes.
I have 7 minutes? How the heck am I supposed to finish this in 7 minutes?
Believe in LTTstore.com.
LTTstore.com. Yeah, all right. Thanks, Nicholas. That's really helpful.
You didn't take the tape off of this one.
Tape off of what one?
This case.
The tape?
What is this?
Well, okay, that's a minor
You're
thing.
cheating now.
I will take the tape off this one. All right. There, you happy? Okay. 24 pins in. The 8 pins are in. The PCI Express connectors are coming. There they are. Okay, graphics card's almost ready to go in. Oh no, I haven't done front panel connectors yet. Okay, no, I'm in trouble. USB-C.
ASUS does include the quick connect.
Yeah, that's not quicker. It's actually slower. It's for noobs. It's not for quickness. Okay. Are you calling me a noob, Nicholas?
I'm not saying.
Nicholas?
I'm not saying.
Are you calling me a noob? Because that was what I heard. He wanted me to use those stupid Q connector things that ASUS includes with their motherboards. They're stupid. They're stupid, and ASUS should feel stupid for including them because all they do is slow things down and make case compatibility worse. That's right, you heard me. I got judgmental there for a little bit. I try to avoid it, but I'm under a lot of pressure right now. Gotta finish a build here. Okay, reset.
5 minutes. 20
Reset
seconds.
is bottom. Power is top. Power LED is also top. It's a power top. Hey, you get it? Okay. And that's in there. That's there. Cool, that looks pretty good. Where's my graphics card at? Okay. This is a bit of an awkward angle. Okay, got that. That's fine, that's a minor detail. Okay, graphics card, what are we at?
22 minutes and 21 seconds.
I still got 5 minutes. I might actually make it. I need this graphics card to go in a little more gracefully than this, though. Oh, I can't see what I'm doing. There we go. There it is. Hey, I found that screw. Nice. Okay, I'll put that away later. Actually, I'll probably make Nicholas put that away later. I've already been punished.
It's all good. I have to go through all the systems anyway.
No, you don't have to go through all the systems. They're going to be working. They're going to be flawless. Go through all the systems. What a dick. I'm going to have to go through all the systems. This system is built, sir.
It's called quality control.
Quality control. This is the quality. Okay. There. How's that look? That's not the worst. That's serviceable. Okay. Let's put in our cable tie. Where did that stupid screw come from? I have no idea how that turned up. I swear I swept the entire table. Did you sneak it back onto the table while I wasn't looking, Nicholas?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm very sure.
How sure are you? Out of 10?
I'm 11 out of 10.
11 out of 10, sure. All right, that's a lot out of 10. Seems to check out. Okay, that's down. Oh, I almost forgot to strap down these cables. Okay, that doesn't really hold that down anyway. All right, where's my last one? Here it is. Okay, how are we doing for time?
Do you want to know?
I do want to know, yes. I wouldn't ask if I didn't want to know, Nicholas. Nicholas!
24 minutes, 20 seconds.
24 minutes, 20 seconds. Okay, so I've got like 2.5 minutes. I can still do this.
System 4 is posted.
All RAM there? Yep. Nice. Okay. Okay, this is an unnecessary finishing touch. I don't need to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. All right, back panel. What's my time at?
25 minutes.
25 minutes.
This may be a world record.
World record, yeah, right. I mean, given that I spent half the time talking about a children's book, I think that even I could beat this world record. I missed something. What's my time at?
25 minutes, 25 seconds.
25, okay, still got time. I didn't plug in the second fan header for the fan controller.
Did you get the power for it?
Power for it, yes. Let's cable strap that down. Okay. Come on, baby. This one's smiling on the inside and the outside. Okay. And for bonus points, where's that motherboard box?
Over here. I'll be careful.
No, I'm gonna put it in. What's my time at? 25 minutes and 56 seconds.
There you go.
Thank you. Out of consideration for the next builder, I am even putting this screw back in the bag where the standoff that it goes with can be found.
45 seconds.
It's called leading by example, kids. Oh, shoot.
30 seconds.
Okay. Pencils down. I'm done.
26:36.
26:36. Yeah. Flexing out. Whew.
Take a,
Yeah, I need some
ready?
water. LTTstore.com.
Check some super chats.
Yeah, let's check some super chats. Oh yeah, thermal paste. Yeah, I got thermal paste in there. I got the smiley paste. Still cold. Eli asks, when are the LTT mouse pads coming out? Same thing as what we're talking about with the board books. Like, man, we have a design finalized like many, many months before you actually see a product from us because we tend to be really, really picky. We've been going through like some t-shirt supply issues that we could have easily solved by just ordering just like any t-shirts, but we've been very, very, very picky. So it tends to take us a really long time to do stuff, but I guarantee you when the mouse pad arrives, you'll like it. So there, that's all I can really say. Holy crap, that's a lot of floatplane chat. Linus, what's your opinion on pancakes with honey? I mean, do y'all not have maple syrup? Like, geez.
Tell them about the great maple syrup robbery.
Okay, I noticed this build uses an eATX motherboard and a Phanteks P600s, which only lists ATX as a supported size. Okay, so they are eATX, but eATX used to be an actual standard that actually had like additional PCB over there and like mounting holes and stuff. Now eATX for enthusiast boards just means like ATX, but we couldn't fit everything in ATX and we like widened it a bit. It's not a real standard what this is. It's just like a bastardization of what was a real standard in the server and workstation space.
Steve did a good video on it.
Did he? Oh, okay. AE Pep says, shout out to Cat, my cat, which is better than your cat. Wow. No. Rejects Casino says the IO Shield is built in. Smart ones. I don't know who you're replying to. Broken Shield wanted to let you know that I'm celebrating the birth of my first child today. Dang! You, Jay, Paul, and Kyle helped me through a tough season in my life. Best to you and yours. Hey, thanks, Broken Shield. Thanks, Henrik Anderson. Ryan says, whatever happened to members getting a promo code discount for the LTT store every month? Yeah, what did happen to that? Yeah, Nick, what did happen to that for members on YouTube? Where's Nick? Can you message Nick? Just remind him they're supposed to get promo codes and tell him to set like a reminder? Because that's lame. Okay, cool. Zapman17 says the standard was called SSI EEB. No, it was not. SSI EEB is a different standard for bigger motherboards. Oh, sorry, yes, okay.
I started the timer.
Hold on a second. Actually, I just hope I haven't said something dumb, because I'm pretty sure EATX is just an older standard, and SSI EEB came around later. EATX versus SSI EEB, blah, 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 blah. I don't remember. Or not, I don't remember. I can't immediately find Anantech forums, SSI EEB 3.61 versus EATX. The differences between them, yeah, no, they are not the same thing. And someone says there is no EATX standard. So so that's, just trying to think. When's the first time I saw EATX as a thing? Like, it's probably way back with like some of the early Cooler Master stackers and stuff like that. So Steve can tell you, give him a call. Yeah, you know what? I could call Steve right now, but I'm really not going to do that. If I wanted to know that badly, which I actually don't give it two hoots about because I just don't care, then I would go watch his video, which maybe I will later, but probably not because I honestly just don't care. For all intents and purposes, EATX now means bastardized ATX that's too wide and might be incompatible with your case. All right? And then if it's something bigger, it's going to be XLATX, which is longer, and also a very poorly defined standard because we don't know if it means 8 or 9 slots. And then there's also getting into the server workstation boards, all the SSI EEB stuff, SSI CEB, and then there's just like the completely non-standard stuff, like that weird Gigabyte thing that poor Nicholas had to mount in the Hack Pro.
Yeah, it's HBX something.
HPTX, does that ring a bell? Because I know EVGA did like HPTX for their, and that was basically a new standard they created for their SR1 and SR2, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, it's some version of that.
I'm a little bit hazy on the details. The point is, if you're buying anything other than a normal motherboard, then just make sure that whatever arbitrary string of characters your motherboard manufacturer has decided to use to describe their nonsense form factor is also listed on your case. All right.
You ready?
Here we go.
3, 2, 1.
All right, let's do this thing. So my time to beat is 26 minutes and 30 seconds.
Correct.
All right, I should be able to do that pretty easily as long as the merch guys don't come bother me in the middle of this. This is our second to last system too. Doesn't time fly when you're having fun? I actually do like building computers, but I like building them at a bit more of a leisurely pace than what we're doing today. Like if I'm just, chillaxing and building a computer, that's pretty chill. This is a little frantic for my tastes. The first one was fine.
Yeah.
Now it's a little, little crazy town. All right, let's put that there. Let's peel this thing. Woo, look how shiny it is. It's shiny. So have all of my systems managed to post with all of the RAM?
Yep.
Oh, what do you mean so far?
I haven't got to the one you just finished.
Oh, the speed build.
Yeah.
The frantic build, okay. Well, so far, everything but the frantic build has managed to recognize all the RAM and install Windows successfully. So I'm on a roll here, guys. I am on a roll. I think without even going full panic mode, I can beat that last time pretty comfortably. I do not have an M.2 to install in this one. Derp. Well, okay then. Nicholas, for the last build, do you want to actually just fetch me a random M.2 to use for it?
Sure. Or PCI.
No, an M.2 is fine, because I think what I'm going for is consistency with the earliest ones. For the last build, I'm going to speed run it as fast as I possibly can. Right now, all I'm trying to do is beat that last time, which I think I can do pretty easily. And then the last one, I'm going to go crazy town. So I want it to be the most similar to all the other builds. CPU number 7. I have handled so many big PP CPUs today. Just kind of makes you feel like a man, you know? Like a nerdy man. CPU meat, yeah. You can't beat this CPU meat. Well, unless you have, you know, a bigger Threadripper than me. Which you might. I mean, they are in fact out there. I get it. You know, you got something to compensate for, that's fine. Now with these new PCs, will the editors themselves become the bottleneck? Oh, it's quite possible. We actually, oh, didn't knock anything off, oh good. We actually just recently started testing Adobe's new version of Media Encoder that has GPU acceleration. And we may do a new render server as well, that between this and the new render server could actually result in export times for projects that are like half of what we're looking at right now. It's pretty sick. All right, what do you want for, what do you want me to draw on the CPU this time, Andy?
Draw a Linus.
Draw a Linus? Okay, that's way too complicated. Look at the thing I'm using. Come on, give me something realistic here.
I don't know. Star shape?
A star? Yeah. All right, we'll do a star. Do you want like a Star of David or like a 5-point star?
5-point star.
5-point star, okay. Okay, neat. We'll just put some junk there. Perfect. There we go. You want to come get a closer look at that? Okay. Threadripper. Threadripper's the real star.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
Thank you. You don't have to lie to me. All right, heatsink number 7. How am I doing for time, Nicholas?
You are at 4 minutes and change.
All right, I am actually going pretty slow here. I should probably pick up the pace a little bit. So I want to know, from people who actually tuned into both streams, which one was more tedious to watch? Me assembling multiple computers for hours, or me working on just that one computer when I did my personal rig upgrade for hours? I really do want to know, guys. I want to know. Darian Amin says, lttstore.com. Yes, well, that's an unhelpful answer. Thank you for that. Does anyone know who makes Linus's normal orange screwdriver? Good question. It's a Snap-on model. It has served me very well. The original one is actually has a broken ratchet. Now, they have a lifetime warranty, so I could get it replaced pretty easily. But I'm actually just holding on to it for sentimental reasons. So I used that one at home, and then I replaced that one here at the office with a different one. Everyone says personal rig was more tedious. All right, well, thank you. So you guys just want to see me like mass assemble computers versus working on my own that I actually get to game on. Well, duly noted. Thank you, guys. All right, let's tie this in a nice little knotty knot. This is more computer, but personal rig was more entertaining. All right, fair enough. Okay, now people are chiming in the other way. Plazero says, are you going to give away those PCs over on YouTube? Yes, I am going to give them to my editors who are going to use them to give away content for you to enjoy. How's that? Sound good? Good deal? A+ deal? He's like, oh, Dang it. Got his hopes up. Or her. All right. Oh, shoot, I took the M.2 mounting screw out, but I don't actually need it for this machine. Ratso. Coming up with those monetization-friendly cuss words. Ratso, Ed. Ratso.
Ratso.
It's a bad word.
Oh, are we gonna be demonetized?
No, that's an intentionally not very bad word. What can I do for you, sir?
No,
Just watching. You know you have a job to do. I guess he could do it more easily if he had his workstation. Do you even edit videos around here anymore? I'm not convinced he does. I think he just watches other people edit, and somehow that's like a job. Oh.
Hey, can you edit a video?
Production manager.
Hey, I edited this video.
Post-production manager. Look at this guy. All right. Here we go. How am I doing for time here?
You're doing.
Say great.
You're doing great.
Okay, don't suck up.
You're at 7 minutes and 50 seconds.
7 minutes and 50 seconds. That's not bad. I can work with this.
Also, Nick says he just added the code for June if they check out the June tab.
Oh, okay. Nick says he added, for those of you who are members on YouTube, congratulations on giving a big chunk of the money to YouTube rather than Floatplane or Linus Media Group. Also, there is a promo code for you guys for the month of June in the community tab. Hey, look, it's not that I'm greedy. I'm just saying I think YouTube makes plenty off of our AdSense and all that other stuff. And super chats and like all those things. YouTube's doing all right. They're doing okay. YouTube's gonna be okay. Susan's she's gonna do fine.
We'll be able to get that second.
Yeah, she can have, you know what? She can have a house to live in wherever she needs it, okay? I actually have no idea what Susan's compensation is like. Okay, I'm just assuming it's probably fine. All right, let's pop this open. Riser says starting a war. Oh, Floatplane's freaking out. They're like, hey, Floatplane discount code? Floatplane discount code? Okay. On Floatplane, the discount code is not part of the deal. We were just trying to come up with something, anything that could possibly, like, give YouTube membership any kind of value whatsoever. That's what we were trying to come up with. If you guys would like, over on Floatplane, can you send Nick a message just to make sure the Floatplane discount code is slightly better than the YouTube members one? It's not that we're trying to pit certain subsets of our community against the others. It's just that, you know, Floatplane is run by us, so you know there's a little more margin there. That's all. That's all I'm trying to say. Okay? Because if you think you're getting a discount on stuff, that's not how it works. You're just getting some of what was already the margin on it given back to you. That's how these things work, okay? I don't make the rules, I just enforce them. What? Are you sending me Teams messages? You're standing right there.
It's for Twitter.
It's for what?
I sent you the link.
Oh, okay. Apparently we put a Twitter poll up for people's response to the board book. Oh, that's fun. It's taking forever to load for some reason, so I'm gonna go ahead and install the cables in this power supply while I wait around for that. How you holding up, Andy?
I'm good.
You're good?
Yeah.
You are a champion, sir. Champion. Is Andy a champion or what, Ed?
He's a real winner.
That's not what I said.
Okay, Floatplane's promo code
Okay, Floatplane's promo code is up?
is gonna be.
No, you can't say it. What?
Well, this is what I got sent.
This is what you got sent. What are you getting sent?
This is from Nick.
Oh, okay. What is he doing? Okay. Oh, you got to be. Oh, that's so dumb. Okay. Apparently, the float plane promo code is 1% better than the community one, the YouTube members one. So there you go, float plane. You are the 1%. Thank you. Ridiculous. That was a safe way for him to play it.
Yeah.
Good old Nick Safe Light.
What does he want from me?
Hey, Larry Gans over on YouTube says, you taught my son to build his first gaming PC, i7-10700K with 2080 Super. Nice. Nice. Love it. Gaming with GB says, keep the beard. I think I am going to end up having to keep it. I haven't seen the final numbers for the beard versus clean shirts, but I'm pretty sure beard did end up winning that. Ryan Miller says, I feel a little vindicated for parts for my newly built PC. MP600 1TB SSD, Seasonic TX1000, 2 MP510s. Man, that moment when your mass storage is solid state, it's crazy. What else you got? Zenith 2 Extreme, 4 Trident Z 16 gig 3600 megahertz. That is quite the machine, Ryan Miller. No wonder you have $20 to waste sending it to me as a super chat.
As an update, System 5 works.
System 5 works?
Everything's there.
Yeah! So I'm 4 for 4, right?
Yeah.
4 for 4. Nice. Feeling good, ladies and gentlemen. Where's my screwdriver at?
13 and a half minutes, by the way.
13 and a half minutes? Wait, whoa, am I halfway through my time here? Holy smokes, I've been kind of going casual styles. I need to pick things up a little bit. Let's get this power supply peel. I actually don't think I did this power supply peel on any of the other ones. For the sake of consistency, I could just leave it, but now it's like ravaged. Oh man, I'm getting like little tiny bits of it at a time. This is horrible. Seasonic, get your peel gaming gear here. I love you guys, but come on. Oh wow, it won't peel. Oh, thank you. Okay. Whew. That was traumatic. Very upset right now. All right, pop that in there. I know you don't exist to aesthetically please strangers on the internet, but the beard is hot AF, says Eric Noble. Well, thanks, Eric. I do try. I don't try that hard. I didn't even find time to clean it up this weekend, so it's a little scruffy. Merch item, beard comb. Oh, Lord. I don't think we're gonna go down that path of like making the beard a big part of the brand, because my intention is still to shave it once I have fulfilled my commitment, which was to keep it till the end of the year.
It's a lot of work to maintain.
Yeah, I just can't say that I super duper feel like dealing with it on an ongoing basis. I'm coming around to the look of it, but it's still it's a little scratchy, and it's like, you know, another thing to wash when I'm in the shower and stuff. I'm pretty lazy when it comes to my personal appearance. I mean, you only have to go back and look at a few old videos to really see that that's probably true. Man, some of those old ones in particular, where I just like don't even bother to get a haircut for 4 months and get in front of the camera. It's amazing that MCIX let me be their brand ambassador. I mean, maybe that's why they don't exist anymore.
Linus single-handedly killed
Yep,
CIS.
single-handedly killed it all those months after I left. All right, screwing this in. We got this, ladies and gentlemen. I doubt it's the board, so it must be the case, but the tolerances on the location of the standoffs don't seem to be amazing. Everything else I like about the case. It's super, super easy and fast to build in, as you guys are seeing here today, but I'm less sold on the actual like tightness of the manufacturing tolerances. Just a little less sold. Not bad. Not complaining too hard here. It's definitely usable. Okay. How am I doing for time here? Do I have a fair bit of time, or am I like?
You have 9 minutes and 30 seconds.
I have only 9 minutes to finish this? How am I putting myself in a position where I'm as tight for time as I was last time? Oh man, I gotta.
Because it's really, really tight timing.
Okay. Oh shoot, this is not going in. Uh-oh. See, right as I say, it's not, you know, a deal breaker. I get my deal broken with a screw that won't go in. I gotta remove that CPU connector. And the problem is this motherboard has such a gigantic heatsink up there. It's hard to get it to thread in. Can't really easily go in at an angle. Okay, I got it. Okay, that's fine. I still think I can do this. Okay, let's tighten these puppies down. All right. Oh man, I'm curious to see how, having done 4 in a row already, or 5 in a row already, I'm very curious to see what I can do for this last one. Honestly, this build is like more about catching my breath and you know, getting in the right mindset for a super fast build after. Okay, get my screws. Okay, done with that. Let's do some cable management here, shall we? Sorry, how much time do I have right now?
You are at 19 minutes.
19 minutes. Wait, I only have, oh shoot. No, I gotta go fast. Oh man, I thought I was gonna be like kind of relaxing, cruising to the finish line on this one. Dag nabbit. Okay, front panel audio. Front USB, Type C. Hey, there it is. Is that going in? That's a little weird. Does it go the other way? This is really not a great connector. I wish it was a little bit more obvious which way it goes in. Like it doesn't bother me as much when I see like a really old connector that's not very well thought out. It's like, ah, yeah, you know, it was a different time, right? Whereas now when I see a brand new connector that's like, oh yeah, it's really hard to tell which way that goes in. It's very frustrating. Like I get that there's there's probably less overlap than you would think between people who design computer connectors and people who actually like build their own gaming systems. But come on, guys. You know, you'd think you'd at least ask someone, you know? Okay, so we're gonna get the fans hooked up right away so we don't forget. Where's this other one? There it is. Schwamp. And 6 minutes left, that's all I got, hey? I think I can do it. I think I should be okay. Where's my 8-pin CPU connectors? They're here. If I made any mistakes and I have to undo anything, I could be in trouble here, but otherwise I should be fine. Okay. Oh, shoot. Well, that's a mistake. That could cost me a little bit of time. Come on. Come on. Here we go. Okay, 8 pins. Every system works though?
So far.
Okay. What do you mean so far?
Well, this one had a bit of instability.
Oh, it did?
When I tried to install Windows.
Oh,
So I'm gonna have to check that out.
okay. A little instability though.
It could just be that need to reseat them.
Okay. Keep me posted. Get it?
Oh my god. You're such a dad.
I know, right? Part of the secret test you have to pass. Just kidding, there's no test, you just have to have sex.
The world would be better if there was a test.
No, I'm not getting involved in that conversation.
22 minutes.
22 minutes, I got 5 minutes only?
4 minutes, 30 seconds.
That's it? Yeah. Oh, geez. Okay. It's still possible, actually.
Very possible.
Still possible.
Believe.
Okay. If only belief was enough. Okay. Graphics card. Yeah, I don't even have the graphics card in yet. Oh, shoot balls. Okay. Come on, baby. Just get in there. Okay. Let's get that graphics card in. This is not the best angle to install it from. I guess we're stuck with it now. No, 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 no. Come on. Come on out. Come on out. There you go, buddy. Okay. Got that. Got that. Got that. Got. Okay, I just need the graphics card to go in real nice and easy this time. Nice. Okay. All right. Come on, baby. You got this. You got this. How do I end up down to the wire every time?
3 minutes.
3 minutes? I'm gonna beat it. You just watch.
I prefer not to watch while you beat it.
Oh yeah. Certainly not for free. Put that on there. Okay. Minor details. I shouldn't be wasting time on this. Those are valuable seconds that I will never have back. Where's my cable tie? My one cable tie. My only cable tie. Okay, that's there. Now we just need to, you know, yeah, sure. A little something like that. Why not? There you go. Got that cable tie in there. Here, come on.
2 minutes.
2 minutes? That's fine. I got this. I got this. No prob, Bob. Okay. Nice. Extra screws in there. Okay, quick inspection of connectors. Yep, good. And one side panel. Come on, line up, you butthead. Peel. Peel. 2 side panels, what are we at?
25 minutes, 20 seconds.
25 minutes, 20 seconds. Boom, that's time.
25, 23.
Not too shabby. All right, how's that system doing? Did it install Windows this time? Okay, good. Okay, so here's the next one. Final system. The final system, which is all I'm going to be willing to sing of that song so I don't get demonetized. Okay,
Wait,
what's up?
you didn't put the SSD in.
Oh, snap. I didn't put the SSD in. Oh, crap. Totally forgot. Okay, he's starting the
Add
timer
more
again.
time.
Oh boy. That's okay, I got this. I don't have time to like properly check and see which slots are connected to which things, so I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna say bottom slot's probably fine. Oh boy. Come on, baby. In you go. You got this. Am I still gonna beat that time?
No, you're past it now.
Well, I mean, it shouldn't count the time that I thought I was done.
Oh, okay. Fine. We're at 30 seconds.
Okay.
No.
I think we're still good.
Yeah. You beat it by 30 seconds.
Wait, is this that one?
Yeah.
Okay. Whew, that was close. Whoops. No boot drive. It's all good. Okay. I need a minute to collect my thoughts. I'm going to get a drink of water. And then, yeah, do a couple super chats, and then we're going for it. Final build. All right. Oh, man. Floatplane chat is so active. I can't believe how many people are subscribed on Floatplane at this point. Player Toy over on Floatplane says, Linus, how many times have you hurt yourself building PCs? How many times have I not hurt myself building PCs? It's actually a miracle that I don't have any cuts today. Like my hands are, it'd be hard to see them. Oh yeah, there's one. It would be hard to see them on camera, but my hands are covered in like a web of little scars all over them just from like cutting myself on computer cases.
That's also the big difference between a good case and a cheap case.
Well, yeah, for sure. It used to be a bigger deal back in the day because cheap cases used to have just like razor sharp metal, like just loose edges in them, and it was horrible. These days, even cheap cases, they tend to fold them over. All right. Floatplane asks for a dick butt thermal compound application. I'm gonna have to double check my dick butt shape here. Okay. Oh, also, I found a thread that seems to explain SSIEB versus the ATX. So they're both physically 12-inch by 13-inch, but it's the location of the mounting holes. So there you go. That does sound familiar. Okay, what does a dick butt look like? What does Googling a dick butt bring up?
Oh, God.
Seems like a scary thing to Google. Images. It's a viral internet character who is a penis whose balls are a butt, within which is a smaller dick butt. Yep, it's a thing. This is from dictionary.com.
So
apparently.
it's a fractal, in essence? It's an ever-continuing dick butt?
I don't know, man.
How deep does the dick butt go?
Hello. Why is this bringing up just like one image search, and why is it this random one with like a mustache on it? My phone seems to be being really, really stupid and slow. Okay, there we go. All right, so I've got my reference dick butts up, and I think I'm ready.
Are you?
Oh yeah,
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Hold on, hold on. On the other ones, I started with the motherboard box on the table. So what's the time to beat?
The time to beat is 26:01.
26 minutes. Okay. Hold on. Don't start it yet. I'm not ready yet. Okay.
Getting ready.
Think I can beat 20?
That's tough. If you have to ignore like everything and just build.
20. I think I can do 20.
20 minutes?
Okay, that's my goal. The goal is 20-minute build. Hold on. Let me get. I can't have my tools like not where I'm expecting them to be if I'm going to try and build in 20 minutes though. So let's get
You will have an
screwdrivers
M.2 on this one.
ready. I have an M.2 to install here. Yep, okay. Parts here. 20-minute build? Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Go ahead.
Okay, there is 0 time for dicking around here. We're just gonna build a computer. Sorry, chat. I'm not gonna be able to have long, drawn out, but enjoyable conversations with you for a little bit here. All right, that's all the accessories that I need. Let's go ahead and get this socket cover open. Sorry, Andy, there's nothing that I can do to get you a better angle this time around. I mean, there is, but not if I'm going to try and build a computer in 20 minutes. Okay. I have the final countdown stuck in my head. I mean, I'm still sticking to best practices, not tightening down these things until they're all half tight. I still want this to be a working machine when we're done, because it doesn't count if it doesn't work. All right, where's my cooler at? I did promise dick butt shaped thermal compound, so here we go. He's kind of got an arm and a leg. Okay, we got better balls on there. Okay, calling that good.
So much that you
Calling that good enough. Okay. This goes on this way. Might as well take the fan off now because I'm going to need to eventually. Okay. That way.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay. Thank you, sir. Where is my Allen key? Okay. I didn't make sure my Allen key was in place before I started. That could cost me. That was a valuable second. Every second is going to count here. Once again, though, I am half tightening these first, then full tightening them, making sure to build properly. No matter how fast you need to go, you always have time to build the computer properly. I am definitely going to end up slicing myself open on this heatsink if I rush too much, though. That would be very uncomfortable. RAM. Okay, another fun rule of thumb is it's almost always sticker side in. Not always, but usually, like in towards the CPU socket. Sorry, Andy, no look. No looky. That third one didn't sound like it was in all the way. Make sure it's in, yep. Okay, tie my knot. All systems to the same standard of quality, for better or for worse. Okay, CPU cooler, fan is on, fan connector is in. Dim.2 time. Just find it a little bit faster to work with the iFixit screwdriver for small stuff like this. Okay, need these peels to just be real cooperative for me right about now. Okay, where's that M.2? Here it is. Okay. Oh, where'd I put it? There it is, good. So this is a temporary boot drive. We'll get another Optane drive or something later. This is a 960 Pro, also a very, very respectable drive. Just I want all the workstations we're actually deploying right away to be Optane. I want them all to have the same config fundamentally, so that if we have an issue, we'll know that it's down to whatever that editor loaded on their computer as opposed to down to the hardware. Just makes life a little bit easier. What's my time at?
4 minutes and 30 seconds.
4 minutes, 30 seconds. Remember I said earlier in the stream I was going to have a 5-minute motherboard? There it is. Okay, case. Oh, shoot, which one is it? I think it's this one. Yep. See, told you guys I was going to have to memorize where the accessory package was. Let's pull this now. Okay. Side panels. How fast can he build it? Oh, that's hard. Come on! Don't have time for this, Phanteks. Power supply. This is another thing that I've been memorizing as I've gone through the machines, where in the pack the cables are. so I don't even have to look closely at them. I can pull out all the right cables, with the one exception being SATA, because these ones are all kind of jumbled in there. Okay, come on, here we go. Whew. Got this. 6 minutes. All right. I can do it. Okay, where's my other? Okay, no, this is my SATA. Da-da-da.
System 7 is booted.
System 7's booted. Nice! Is all the RAM recognized?
All RAM, drive, everything.
Fantastic. Success. So I'm 5 for 5 so far today. I would hate to screw it up now. Oh, I accidentally just lowered this table by leaning on this thing. Just lift that up a little bit. Okay. Oh, I shouldn't have taken that time. That was probably a mistake. 24 pin. Okay. Speed build. To be clear, I would never expect myself to do a 20-minute build if I hadn't just done the same build 4 or 5 times in a row, or however many this was. I mean, I might be able to, but maybe a simpler build, you know, like no GPU, you know, integrated graphics, little things like that can help a lot. Oh, that's gonna cost me. Okay, this way, yep. So I'm doing them all fan side down. We have low enough pile carpet that I don't expect it to suffocate the power supply.
You didn't pull off the number 8.
I haven't yet. I was aware of it.
Just trying to help you.
Thank you. The most terse thank you ever. What am I at for time?
8 minutes.
8 minutes. All right. Peel. Peel. Come on, you bastard. There it is. Peel. Shoot. I was close. Pull out extra standoff. Okay, let's get my screws ready. What am I trying to do? Right. Okay. Shoot, I forgot about that stupid fan cable. Okay.
Chat's cheering for you.
Chat's cheering for me? Well, thanks, chat.
Some of them.
Yeah, I'm sure some of them are rooting against me. I'm used to it. That was close. That's the edge of the table right there. All good. Okay. Ooh, this is not a good one to start with. I'm going to start with something else that's not going to rip the board in half if it falls out. This one will do. Okay, I'm taking a risk here, guys. I'm gambling. I'm tightening these in all the way as I go. So hopefully I'm not going to run into one that won't fit because of the slightly not amazing tolerances of this case.
9 minutes, 30 seconds.
9:30 seconds, okay. Let's get this case in, or this motherboard in. We're gonna know pretty soon if there's a strong possibility of me finishing because we've already seen what I can do in 7 minutes going top speed. Come on, get in there, okay. Okay, just gotta get this one. This one's tough. Oh yeah, it's in. Got it. Good, okay. This is right at the edge here. It's making me a little uncomfortable. Okay, if this one grabs, we're in pretty good shape, I think. This is the last significant roadblock. Yep, got it. Okay, got one more screw, this one right here. Let's gotta line that up. There we go. Okay, extra screws go away. Won't need that anymore. Cable management. Let's rip these off. What's my time at?
10:45 seconds.
10:45, okay. Maybe this is doable. HD audio. Okay, that's done. This USB. Other way. Oh, it's gonna cost me. Okay, other USB 3. Hands shaking, knees weak, arms heavy. Okay. Why do I set these arbitrary goals for myself? Why do I do it, Nicholas?
You're a man of many talents. You like to push yourself.
No, this is just building computers. It's just one talent. Thank you, though. Come on. Front panel connector, get in there. It's in, okay. All those connectors are in. So now we need to do power supply. SATA, where you at, boy?
8 minutes left.
8 minutes remaining, okay. Okay, SATA's in. Fan RPM monitoring is in. Ooh, that indecisiveness could cost me. Get on there, okay. All right, 24 pin. Yeah, I'm gonna bring all these above this. Okay, 24 pin goes here, go through, good. Good, got it oriented correctly. And the other ones go the other way, so it's clipped towards the edge of the board for the 24 pin and clipped towards the center of the board for both of the 8 pins. That's one little funny idiosyncrasy of this motherboard. All right, let go, stop. Okay, CPU connector. Sorry, Andy, I know you can't see anything. Nothing you can do about it. You did your best. No, he can't really do it without getting too close. But I've got to build a computer in 20 minutes. How much time do I have?
You have 6 minutes.
I have 6 minutes and 30 seconds, okay. I'm actually feeling not bad right now. Still plenty of time to screw this up, okay. Let's put these puppies through here. There's graphics. Come on, get up there, okay. RTX 2080. RTX 2080 goes in. Come on, baby. There it is. For those wondering, I have not forgotten about the number 8 masking tape down here. Oh, shoot. I didn't put the standoff away properly.
Coming up on 5 minutes.
5 minutes left?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, all my connectors plugged in. Quick sanity check. Yep. Okay. Cable management. All right, that's down. Come on. Here we go. Come on, baby. Just go in there. Where's my cable tie? LTTstore.com. Okay. Just, you know, I don't know, just kind of hold it all together down there.
4 minutes.
4 minutes, that's fine. I can still do this. I wonder which editor gets the like crappy speed build one. Okay, in all seriousness though, it will perform the same. Just.
Well, we'll also have to pull it apart for
What do you mean pull it apart?
the new Optane drive.
Oh, the new Optane drive. Oh yeah, you won't have to pull apart much because of the DIMM.2. Okay. It's on there. Time.
Nope, you forgot something.
What'd I forget?
Screws.
Oh, I'm crying out loud. I saw it right as you said it. Time.
17 minutes.
Woo!
27 seconds.
17 minutes, 27 seconds. Yay! Okay, I did cheap out on one thing. I didn't put this back in the motherboard box. But I'm fine. We'll say 17 minutes and 30 seconds, okay? There. Done. Okay. Wow, we could have saved ourselves a lot of time if I just built at full speed the whole time. This could have been like an hour-and-a-half stream.
Right?
That would have been way easier. What do you think, Andy? Would that have been better?
I think you would have been like losing your mind.
Andy's shoulders are like, wow, yeah, that.
Sorry for the shake days, guys.
That does sound like it would have been a lot better. Oh, lordy. Why is Floatplane Chat not doing a thing right now? Wait a minute, is our stream dead? No, it's not. Okay, good. Yeah, it's just I'm just checking. All right, Andy the Lab says, I need help with my build, lacking opposable thumbs. Seriously. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I mean, clearly it would only take me 17 minutes to help you with it, but I don't know where you are or how I would get your parts or how I would get them to you once it's assembled. Sorry, Andy. All right. So that's, oh no, different Andy. Oh yeah, okay, all right. Okay, yeah, Floatplane Chat. Why does it say more messages below? It's just like not working. Oh, apparently, no, stream is dead. Good stream. All right, that's pretty much it.
Do you want to do the boot up with that?
Sure. You know what? Yeah, we should do a boot up test on this one and make sure it actually works, because this was clearly. Oh, okay, yeah, nice. So Nicholas is pulling out the bloody hell. What's the model? PA32UCX or whatever they call it. Yeah, PA32UCX. So this is the monitor that ASUS is sending over for each of these stations. So we are hopefully going to be equipped to do HDR content on the regular moving forward. We've spent a lot of time over the last couple of months actually working on the workflow aspects of it. So now, as soon as these new workstations roll out, we're going to have the monitors on all of the stations, and we're going to have the performance to really do it up for real. I think we're probably going to start with short circuit, just because the lighting is more consistent, makes it a little bit easier to do the HDR to SDR conversion. But at some point in the future, we would like to move to HDR, and this is a big part of that step, or a big step in that process. Whew. Man, that was stressful.
Yeah.
17 minutes though?
17 minutes, 30 seconds.
That's not bad. I'm rounding it down. I'm rounding it to 17 minutes.
That's not how that works.
Okay. Oh, here we go. Mouse and keyboard? Nice. Oh, whoops. Ah, no worries. Plug this puppy in. All right, Ed. All your editing workstations are built. Are we live again? Uh-oh. That was a small oversight. Let's see if it picks back up. Are we back?
Not on Twitch, not yet.
I see YouTube. YouTube's up. Oh, Lordy. I needed an Ethernet cable for this machine. So I grabbed the one that we normally use at the desk, not realizing that it's hooked up to the stream cart. And it was before it came out. Like my arm momentum is what pulled it out, because I realized, I was like, no. But it was too late, and the connector wasn't clipped in, so it was too late. It was too late. That's fine. We don't really need a network connection for this anyway. Oh, okay, and we have another one anyhow. All right, cool. So we'll plug into 10 gig. Oh man, that was really stupid. All right, power button. What do you think? Is it gonna? Uh-oh.
It's on. Did you connect the power button?
Oh no! Did I miss the power button? Oh no!
Hit the power button again. Sometimes they. Yeah, no, you do.
Ah. Yep. Okay.
Are we going?
30 seconds.
30-second penalty.
I just mean this is going to take me about 30 seconds to fix.
Okay. 18 minutes.
18-minute build. Dang it! I was one set of headers too high. All right. Now let's see if it actually posts, though.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've made a mistake like that. That can be quite easily attributed to rushing. Okay. Got our memory postcodes up in here. Yep. Got so much RAM, takes a little while. CPU fan is in fact spinning though. Thank you, Twitch chat, for all of those of you who I'm assuming are helpfully pointing out that the CPU fan is not spinning. Are all of the streams live? Oh yeah, I see Twitch. And YouTube's definitely live. Excellent connection. That's, I wonder what that does to the VOD on YouTube. I hope it doesn't start a new one. That would be extremely inconvenient. You got to change battery? Oh, how does that work? Well, wait, how dead is it? Do you have a hot swap? Yep. Oh, okay, then we're good. Yeah, sorry guys, it's going to be a little shaky. We're just swapping batteries here. This has been a longer stream than anyone anticipated.
You need just one?
I only see one stream event on YouTube.
Wait, how dead is it?
No, maybe it
Do you have a
doesn't
hot
kill.
swap?
So maybe it's all good. All right, yeah, we'll see. Oh, wait, is this posting? Come on, baby.
Post error.
Post error.
On
Hard drive. Well, that's interesting.
Is it plugged in all the way?
Yeah, I'll check. Seems like it. I mean, that's honestly something that I don't think I screwed up. I could just reseat it. Dang it, why did I push? Why did I push for 17 minutes and 30 seconds? Well, 18 minutes now if we're assigning a 30-second penalty for the first thing. And 18:30, is that what we're at now? We're doing 30-second penalties for everything I screwed up. Dang it. Let's see if it even, I wonder if it's just a bad drive though. That shouldn't count against me.
No, that one.
If we have to swap the drive, that doesn't count. All right. If reseating it fixed it, though, that's probably a 30-second penalty. Dang it. All right, I was kind of hoping for a bad drive. If Puget Systems data is anything to go by, it doesn't happen super often with those Samsungs, though. Oh, shoot, this isn't on. I don't know where the power button is. Hello? This thing is such a thick boy monitor. It's ridiculous.
Well, it's definitely posted. It's sitting somewhere.
Is this power button not working?
Oh, hold on. There's a power switch on this thing.
Oh, of course there is.
I just can't remember where it is. There.
Hey. Hello?
Is that, no?
Hello, monitor. Did you flip it? Oh, yeah, no, I think we're powered on. Wait, what? Yes.
It's so big, it takes forever to go.
We might have to reboot just to get it to pick up. Sometimes you run into that. Also, HDMI 2 is not the correct input. Oh, and I turned it off. Here we go. Don't worry.
Details.
It's all good. It's all good. I still can't believe I unplugged the stream. That's a new high for me, I think. New high, new low. It's something.
Definitely.
I've probably done it before, now that I think about it. Seems like the kind of thing I would have probably done before. HDD code A9. Hey, that SSD might be flaky.
Oh,
Oh, no, BIOS setup menu. Supposedly.
you probably just stopped it. Hit delete.
That's weird. Why is it being derpy? Why you got a derp, you know? All right, let's try that display port there. Oh, we could also try plugging into the monitor that you were using.
Yeah.
This one should work. Ed just pulled it off his workstation.
Yeah. Should work.
Yeah, I mean, should's such a word, you know?
I have learned since being here that should never work.
Should is meaningless. Like this DisplayPort cable. It's a 15-foot cable. Should work.
Oh.
We'll see how that goes. All right, we'll try that again. Oh, the suspense is freaking killing me right now. Like, come on, you know? Like, come on. Don't need this. Okay, well, it detected the input. Hey, there it is. All right. Whew. Let's see if all my RAM picks up. Yes! Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to bother with that. Yep. Well, whatever. Okay, fine. DOCP standard, whatever the crap. Okay, there you go. Where's your Windows installer? Hit me. I'm going to catch it without looking. Yes. I guess this will tell us if the front USB. Where the heck is the front USB on this? Oh, there it is. Look, I don't know. Do I look like I know these things? Oh, wait, which one is it? The Corsair or the MSI?
Corsair.
Okay. Oh, apparently it's already. Oh, you know what? There's probably already an OS on this drive. This is probably a bench drive. Oh, that's convenient. We'll find out pretty soon if it's going to make it into Windows. Oh. Matthew Studd says, I'm looking for a new chair for my work/battle station. I saw Herman Miller and Logitech were partnered to make an ergonomic-centric gaming chair. Stoked to see what that evolves into. Review it, please. Absolutely. Yes. Wow, look at that. That just fired right up there, didn't it? Do we have any useful stuff installed on here? Here, we'll do a quick Cinebench run, okay? We'll do a quick Cinebench R20 run just to make sure that our DOCP memory isn't going to immediately crash the system. 3200 megahertz seems to be running correctly. Man, look at that rip those threads. It's almost like it's a Threadripper. If only they had a word for it, the CPU like that. That's something that rips threads like that. The Threadrippinator, the Threadripperator, the Threadripster. All right, I'm calling that good enough. Just like I'm calling this stream good enough. Thanks for tuning in, guys. How long were we live for? Holy crap, we were live for 4 hours. Thank you so much for your patience, everyone.
Don't